Hello, everybody. As you just saw, the Kinder thing, I got that up. I'm not sure what the music was because that was a old setting, so it's probably old music. But yeah, Kinder challenge. He's asking. Grim Green was asking for it. Graham put that together and put together that thumbnail, and we're gonna get a little challenge out there and see how everybody does. And we'll mix up the best one, the best three. Well, actually, mix more than that, but those are the three that'll be mixed up and sent to him. The top three made the challenge. I haven't set an end date on it yet. We'll wait until we get a bunch of them together. It's looking like it's already starting off on a nice jump, so that'll be a future challenge to take a little time. Let's see how well this community can come together and make something, create something for somebody's taste. Someone's done a lot for the community and for the industry. And if you can't tell tonight, we have a special guest here. Dave Lloyd's here joining me today for an episode of Mixing. Love the setup, by the way. So, how are you today, Dave?
I'm doing well, just coping with the heat like everybody else. It could be worse. I heard in England it's like 40 Celsius and mainland Europe is over 42. So, and they don't have a lot of air conditioning over there. So, ooh, it must be bad. I was over in France in 2004 and the heat wave hit and 15,000 people died in Paris because the old homes, like little places, and there's just no AC, no air, nothing. And it's unbelievable. So I've basically been staying inside next to my air conditioner all day.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Let's say hi to everybody here. We got Breno Cero's in early. Dave Lloyd, is in early. Both places. Tim P, KVTV, good to see you, clown. And then we got there's Breno, Dave, Tim B, Bob Omstulo's in the house. Some recipes by some people. Chloe's here. Pippa's here. Lady Liberty. Canadian Vapor. Hey, Paul. Take Me to Sea. Good to see you. And I am Sam's here. Good to see you, Sam. Yeah, we got some good mixes today already in. I'm loving this. I made one that's going to cross over for today's show and tomorrow's show, but I made it for friction, so this way here it gets double the exposure. So I'm kind of looking forward to that one. I hope he gets a chance to mix it and he likes it. I tried to mix it with stuff that well, for one, I used some liquid barn ice cream in his because I know that he likes the liquid barn ice cream, so I went with. Sometimes you have to cater a little bit and not too far from your own, but to what someone likes if you know it, or what they have in their stash. But yeah, Dave's been mixing for a while now, and he's pretty invested, at least financially, in it. I know. He's got a few flavorings. How many flavorings are you up to now, Dave?
Over 450, I believe. And as soon as I clear out some debts, I'm going to double that, I'm sure.
I know that feeling. It's good to see you guys. Yeah, we got let's see. I'm trying to make sure I got the right one of Dave's because Dave's is in here twice because there was two of them. So I want to make sure I got the right one.
The V2 with Polar Blast in it.
Okay, that's the one I have queued up.
You know what? It needs work, to be honest. It needs a lot of work. But, it's not a tire fire because coffee is really hard to make. I find. And I've heard from a lot of other mixers, same thing. But it's not bad. And the cream's coming out. I mean, it needs I'd say 4 or 5 days steep probably. And, but it's a good work in progress. It's a good start.
Yeah, it's on screen. You can go ahead and go through it. You can explain what you put into this because this is a Vietnamese coffee V2.
Yeah, see, the first version I started with. I used both the VSO Espresso and the Kona. The Kona is just way too strong, and even at 1%, it was like just overwhelmed everything. Like you didn't taste anything but like that punch in the mouth coffee, So I removed it for the second version. I added Polar Blast to give it because a Vietnamese coffee basically is a cold pressed coffee over ice and sweet condensed cream. Now I didn't have a condensed cream, so I used what I had to try to mimic that. I think it came out okay. Maybe other people have a different opinion, and I welcome their opinions because, like, I'm new and I'm learning, and I'm gonna, I'm like a sponge. I'm just absorbing from everybody. But I think I got that down. And but for the next version, I have to increase the VSO espresso, and maybe try another espresso along with it. I'll see how that goes.
Yep. So that's Barbarian Cream VSO at 4%, Espresso VSO at 1.19%, French Vanilla Thick Wonder Flavors at 2%, Polar Blast Flavor Art at 0.5%, Super Sweet, no, Sweet Cream, sorry. Sweet Cream TPA at 8%, and Sweetener from Flavor West at 2%. So, yeah, I see you use the Barbarian Cream and a Sweet Cream to create your cream, and you use the
Yeah,
French Vanilla Thick to thicken it up and give it that vanilla note.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because you've had Vietnamese coffee, right?
it's been a while, but
Oh,
yes,
it's been a while. It's a very
yeah.
thick coffee, even though
Yep.
it's on ice. It's a very thick coffee, and the sweetened condensed cream really comes out when you're drinking it. It's like one of my favorite coffees, but like you, I'm diabetic, so can't have any of those anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get Bob's two in here quick too before he has to leave, so that he can explain to everybody exactly why he did what he did if he wants to. So here we go. Get those up there quick. We got Summertime and the Livin's Ease. Livin' Ease. I AFL. Okay, that sounds like a summertime having a good time thing. We got Buddha's Hand Citron VSO at 4.4%. Okay, that'll have some citrus, but won't give you the bite, which is the nice part about it. Cooling Agent WS23 at 0.8. Dragon Fruit VSO at 1. Lemon Round Candy 1-on-1 at 1. Polar Blast Flavor Art at 0.8. Summertime Lemonade Wonder Flavors at 3. Super Sweet from Cap, 0.25. Watermelon Pearl at 3. And Watermelon Yellow Wonder Flavors at 1.5. I like that he's used a few of the new flavors and some of the old ones in a nice combination here. This does sound like something interesting to try. Bob, you'll have to let us know how that turns out, especially after a little bit of a steep. Although I don't think it's going to need much of a steep, but yeah, I can't think of anything in there that's going to need too much of a steep. Maybe a day, 3 tops. And then you got another one here too from Bob. That pineapple makes my soda so creamy. Hashtag AFL. Cotton Candy Jelly Bean Wonder Flavors at 1. Cream Soda VSO at 2.5. Pineapple Raw VSO at 0.25. Polar Blast Flavor Art at 1. Shisha Vanilla and Aware at 0.5. Sugarloaf Pineapple VTA at 1.5. And Sweet VSO at 0.25. So it's going to be creamy, some pineapple, a little bit of jelly bean, give it a little bit of a candy feel, but not too much. That's pretty low. Be more of a sweetener added. And then the cream soda. So he got a hold of some of the cream soda, I see. All right, Bob, that sounds really good.
That does sound good.
See, it does sound good. I like cream soda myself. Okay, so far it's well balanced. Good. Because I can see how that you could easily get out of balance on those flavors. You have some pretty strong flavors in both of them. Like, it'd be easy to overtake the pineapple with the other, but you used Sugarloaf and Raw. Those are easier pineapples to deal with the creams. So that makes sense there. Those are good combo. The other one, you have a lot going on in that one. So to get that balance right, you got to know your flavors. Don't worry, Rocky. We haven't forgot about you. Fact. And Take Me to Sea has one in here. Rocky has technically 2 of the one is from no, that's from last week. Okay, Rocky has one in here too. So I'll throw that up quick. If I can grab the right screen. Okay, we got. I know I'm going to say this wrong. Basil tea.
Basil.
And it's got basil in it, 1-on-1 at 1%. Orange citrus tangy wonder flavors at 1.5. Ooh, I think that's on my list. Yeah, sweet rice from Let's see, at 1. Sweet tea, 1-on-1 at 4.6. Sweet tea from 1-on-1. This is not the first time I've seen this used lately, and I actually am kind of curious because I like to compare it to the other teas. Rocky, how balanced is this one? Because I like the fact you use just a little basil with the orange. Basil and orange go good together, and then a little sweet rice. That's for a starch. Interesting, very interesting. I'm kind of curious on how this turned out.
Sweet rice is such a versatile flavor.
It is. It's because it can be used as a starch. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be a rice, but yet
yeah,
it has enough rice flavor that it can pull off the rice.
yeah. That's
So
very
it's
good.
so yeah. Have to let me get back to the screen for just a second here, just so I can see what Rocky has to say before we go to Take Me to Seas recipe. It came out great. Okay, yeah. So that starch with the basil with the orange, that citrus tangy is one I didn't. That's the one that came up the other day, and Adam and I were talking about. Neither of us knew that one existed. We didn't realize it was an orange citrus tangy. So that's one that I actually had to add to my list for that reason. Oh, Sam's got something here too, so I'll grab that as well and get this up here and ready. All right, so yeah, we got one here from. We'll start with Take Me to Seas is first. That's. Oh yeah, that was the other version of yours. Where'd Take Me to Seas go? There it is. Okay. Sorry, guys. Limited space on this desktop still. I got to get a bigger screen. American Still Matters. Hashtag AFL. I like that. America Still Matters. I like the title. It's true. So it's the red, white, and blue, it looks like. Blueberry VSO at 3. Creamy yogurt. Creamy Greek yogurt from Mullenberry at 5. Grapefruit VTA at 4. New York cheesecake from Cap at 1. And super sweet from Cap at 1.25. So you got like a. Ooh, this thing's interesting because you use the
That's
instead of a cream, the cheesecake, which is a good idea. New York cheesecake's nice anyway. This looks really yum.
looks amazing.
It does. I'm actually thinking about this and trying to think because the yogurt's going to go really good with the cheesecake. The blueberry and the grapefruit are going to pair well together, and it'll make it like. That's not just yum. It
That
really
looks
does.
good. 2 days
And I'm not
steep
gonna.
time.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing. 2 days steep time. I like the picture too. And then we'll get over here and get we'll get I Am Sam's recipe here. It's called Proper. Sam, you made it, so we know that's not true, but that's okay. We'll let that slide. 1-on-1 creamy milky undertones at 3%. Flavor Art milk at 1%. Flavora milk and honey at 1.25. Flavora rich cinnamon at 0.1. Perlum super sweet at 0.75. Flavor Art Tanger Mandarin at 1. Mullenberry Winnie at 2.5. Let me think about this. I'm trying to put it together in my head. This is going to be like, the milk and honey is going to go good with anything there. A little bit of touch of cinnamon. It's going to be kind of extra milky. And then have a little bit of a tangerine-like flavor. Now, I've heard Winnie. What is Winnie? I do not have that one. So we're going to do a live here look at this. Is there any notes on this? No. I forget how the note system works on it. I'll have to figure that out, so we won't do that live. But, Sam, you got to let me know, how does this taste? And what's the forward notes in this? Or is it nice and balanced? Did orange basil mojitos too? Oh, that sounds good too. That sounds really good, Rocky. The mojito is a really good flavor to chase after. Oh, I haven't even mentioned the one that I did yet either. So we'll do that in a second. Let's see what's going on. We got Cherokees in the house as well. It's always good to see Cherokee. Sam, Winnie is legit milk and honey. Okay, so it's another milk. That's what I thought it was. It's another milk and honey. All right, and then we got this one here that I made for Friction. I love melons. Friction's cocktail recipe. This is Bavarian Cream SSA at 1%. Double Watermelon SSA at 2%. French Vanilla Thick Wonder Flavors at 1%. Hammy Melon Wonder Flavors at 2%. Super Sweet from Cap at 0.5%. Vanilla Gelato Wonder Flavors at 2.5%. Vanilla Bean Ice Cream Liquid Barn at 4%. And Wild Melon Flavora at 1.5%. And it's right here. And it will need a little bit of a steep. But it's not bad the way it is. It's like a nice creamy melon.
I wonder if you could sub out some of those melons.
You could definitely sub it out to any melon. I mean, you could easily make this as an all VSO recipe almost, except for you wouldn't get the thickness, quite the same thickness as you do with the gelato and the French vanilla thick.
I'm missing hammy melon and wild melon. I was wondering, I have a couple of cantaloupes that sound good.
Well, the hammy melon's kind of a cantaloupe slash honeydew mix. So you'd almost need like a little bit of both of them. That's what the hammy melon's kind of unique. It's an interesting one. When we tested that, it was different. It definitely was a unique flavor. I almost used a little yellow kiwi in that one, which is I'm happy someone else did use it this week, so I didn't do it. But I was afraid that it might have too many shared notes with the hammy melon, and sometimes that can kind of throw that weird note to you. So I was like, I don't know if I dare mix them together until I try it. I mean, it's got a little bit of a bite to it, ironically. But I think that's actually just because it needs a little steep time for like the vanilla bean ice cream. I always get a little bite from that. But if you want a melons and cream recipe, that's actually a pretty good one.
It looks good.
That double watermelon, I was worried about that maybe taking over because the SSA version is a little bit stronger than the Cap. But it didn't. It actually just gave it a nice kind of mellowing note to it. So hopefully Friction can make it and he likes it. If he doesn't, he'll at least like the name. So
according to the chat, they can't be subs, so I guess I'll be buying them.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I mean, you could kind of try and make something similar, but you can't really sub them out. No, they're not really. The hammy melon and the wild melon are kind of unique flavors. The wild melon from Flavora is not. It's kind of a mix of melons too, as well, and getting that mix just right would be difficult.
I definitely want to expand my palate. I try to get away from, because I'm very heavy in desserts. So I want to try to move away from that into like various fruits and whatever. So.
And I get that too, Rocky. I think it's a little bit more on the honeydew side than it is the cantaloupe on the hammy melon. But it's kind of an in-between. It's almost like they kind of mated somehow. It's the way that they taste it. I kind of, wow, this is a weird melon.
Did you ever pick it up? You had spoken in other streams about picking up a hammy melon. Did you ever get it?
Not the hammy melon. I was going to pick up the yellow kiwi, and I haven't done it. I haven't done it yet. We keep talking about it, and I'm like, the problem is the carbs. I got a plan to eat a kiwi. It's dumb, but I have to actually plan ahead to try and eat this thing, and I don't want them to go bad because I only sell them like 6-packs, and I don't want to waste any of them.
Right.
And I've been waiting for me to have a free moment, and as we talked about before the stream, free moment. No, you think I'm not busy off here? I'm more busy off stream than I am on.
Cherokee Vapor, it hasn't steeped very long at all. It's been maybe 8 hours or so for the last version, probably. The first version I made last night, probably going to get tossed anyways.
And this I Love Melons has been steeping literally since I mixed it up while we were in the pre-show. So. But it's going to need a few days for this, 3 to 5 days anyway, for the Bavarian cream and the other creams to meld in with everything. Actually, the Bavarian cream is probably the one that's going to, and the liquid bar ice cream is going to take the longest to meld in. The rest of them actually are, you can almost French vanilla thick and gelato. They don't take long to taste decent anyway.
I know when I use graham cracker crust, it's a week minimum because to me it
Yes,
always tastes like chemicals. Until it's fully steeped, it tastes like chemicals.
I agree with you 100% on that. Graham cracker, any of the graham cracker ones,
Yep, yep.
they always have a chemical flavor to them a little bit. I can kind of ignore it because I get used to it after mixing enough with it. So it's like I know what this is going to taste like in the end, so I can kind of think that way, change my. But it does taste off. Yeah, yeah, that is true too. The espresso does grow quite a bit too, so you'll have to see what happens after a steep. You
Yeah.
might have to turn it down a little bit, possibly. Cherokee got a point there. But then again, that's it. When you mix it on the fly, you might have to make adjustments. And don't worry, Dave likes to mix in big batches a lot. So once he mixes it, he'll find that sweet spot and there'll be big batches made.
Pound cake, peanut butter milkshake, and this one is coffee milkshake. That's all, what, 400 and something milliliters.
Yep. I mean, I think, as far as I know personally, you and Bill,
Yeah,
the chair, are the ones that mix in those big bottles and like mix like a big batch ahead of time, put it on a shelf. Me, it's figgy pudding. They got banana creamed. It's just 30 ml bottles, and I mix 25s so that I
right.
got a little room to shake, and it helps steep a little bit if it gets a little air in there.
I'm surprised that Bill mixes so big because he's using always the arbiter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm using always most of the time steam crave addies, and they plow through juice like mad. So
They do. They do. He doesn't use, he uses 3 arbiters in
yeah,
rotation now. It's like, watching Bill, it's like, I wonder what he's vaping on today. I bet he's got the arbiter.
yeah.
So yeah, let's see those Kinder responses out there. And it's possible, we'll basically do the Kinder bar that he's asking for. But if we do there are different flavor Kinder bars. So there might be some honorable mentions that might be mixed up as well and thrown in there. If you get one that's pretty spot on, we'll try the alternate flavors as well. I mean,
What?
why not? Why not?
Every country, when it comes to Kinder, every country is different. Every single country. So depending on where
Yep.
you're living, is what you're gonna make or try to make. But that'll be
Yeah,
fun. A variety of Kinder bars would be pretty cool.
it would be. I mean, these aren't going to be, unless they're terribly made, these are not going to be terrible to test. These are going to be great to test.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking forward to that. Graham mentioned it, and it's like, yeah, why don't we? Wish Daniel's a bit kinder. You can try all you want, Sam, but I don't know. Oh, your TV caught up the stream. That's good, Cherokee. That's good.
Mine never
Yeah,
does.
but but the kinder challenge is going to be a little bit of a long-term challenge. We're going to wait out, probably give it at least 30 days before we start trying to cut it off. That way, everybody can get their recipes in, get them tweaked, and let them steep a little bit, see how they turn out. When they are mixed, it's going to be mixed, steeped for at least a couple weeks before they're sent out. That way, when he gets them and gets a chance to try them, they're not going to be unsteeped and changed because there's a creamy layer to that, and a hazelnut, and those need a little bit of steep time. We got to figure out what's going to taste the best, but yeah. See, Mallory, that's it. If you're gonna mix and you're gonna wind up mixing a batch of something and you want it to steep, especially if you're waiting for it to steep, mixing 100 mils makes sense. I obviously mix a little bit more often than the average person because of all the shows and everything. So, and believe it or not, I mix off the shows sometimes too. I'll just get this inspiration and make something. Usually that's when I'm making the ones that are, they're not theme oriented. Those are the ones I'm doing because I'm actually going to try and make a finished version. Hey Ian, good to see you. And I think the last ones were I can tell you which ones were the ones that were not show oriented. The Jaeger bomb was show oriented, but I'm telling you what, that's really good. And like, I think it was Mallory was asking about the alcohol one. I did talk to Larry too. He agreed. Probably your best bet if you want that alcohol note, so it's not a mocktail, but actually like a cocktail flavor. Add Vape Train's Russian vodka. And let's see. Oh, the butter toffee custard. Leftovers. Oh, that was leftovers one. Never mind, that wasn't it. But oh no, it's a buttery coffee toffee custard and a butter coffee custard V2 were the ones that were not oriented. Those were two of them. Those were just what I wanted. The maple walnut custard, that was one that she requested and I made for her, and she's absolutely loving that, by the way. After it's steeped, it balanced out really well. It might be a little light on the maple side, but that's actually kind of good because then the walnut's coming through properly. Whereas if you get the maple up where it's forward, then that walnut kind of fades away and it just becomes a generic nut. That one turned out really, really good. Always mix 30s. Me too. Cherokee 30s, and usually it's a 25 in it. I leave a little room for air to shake. And that's mostly because I'm always shaking and vaping, or even with a steep head, a little bit of air in there helps it steep a little faster. Is there anything else anyone's been working on or looking at? Speaking of it, we have not picked a theme for Tuesday yet either, so we should try and figure that out before the end of the show. If there's anybody chasing after a flavor, I believe we might have also, and I will check this and try and find it, but I believe we have some raw releases this week. If not this week, the following week. Looking here for the releases. No, they're in here somewhere. Right there. And what is the date? Today is the 15th, right?
The mango and the pineapple raw are releasing Tuesday.
Yeah, mango and pineapple raw will be releasing Tuesday. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we'll probably do some mixing with some mango and pineapple raws. Or you could use the regular mango and pineapple. Yep, that is Tuesday. And then the following week will be maraschino cherry. And I will tell you, that's a really good cherry, by the way. You can turn it up too high, just to warn you. I have done it, but there is a cap to it where it'll start to get that little bit of a cough syrup taste-ish. But you have to turn it up pretty good. I tried to go like full-on cherry drink, and it was a little, you can't quite go that far. Steep is a myth. That's what, Sam, you have the weirdest taste, but never mind. Sam, you're just wrong. I'm agreeing with, I'm taking a page out of Daniel's book. You're wrong. Working on a cucumber at the moment. That's nice. There's a lot of good cucumber vapes out there as well. But yeah, that mango and pineapple. I mean, it does has island all over it. I might have to do an updated version of like island cake. Make like one mango raw version. Island cake's one of my favorites I've ever made. Love that one. It's in my top 10 for sure.
Yeah, I mixed up the island cake.
Did you mix it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Somewhere around here.
That's one I really enjoy.
That was one of the flavors I really wanted to try because I never had tried that. And I want to also get into that mango as well. Because that's, again, another flavor that I've never tried.
Yeah, mango, there's some good mangoes out there, but there's a couple mangoes out there that are terrible. And that, sometimes it depends on what you're mixing them with. It's one of those flavors that if it's meant to be made a certain way, like it's meant to be a bakery, it'll only taste good in a bakery. If it's meant to be a juice, it's supposed to be a juice. And there's a couple that are kind of in between, but they all have a direction to them for the most part. Probably some of the most forgiving is, well, there's a couple of them, but I would definitely say VSO's mango is usually forgiving. I haven't played with the raw yet. Just haven't had time. But I'll be playing with them this week. But so it'll be so what do you think? Tropical Paradise sound good for Tuesday? We'll call it tropical paradise missing. Whatever you want. Reminds you of tropics.
That's
Palm
interesting.
trees. Well, this way here you can make. It doesn't have to be necessarily a drink. Could be your
Right.
favorite tropical food. It could be like something just reminds you of going to the beach. Something summery because it's summertime. Let's enjoy it while we can because in the wintertime we'll be missing this. We just had Christmas in July on Golf T Vape's channel the other day. We're going to probably want to do summer in December too as well, or January. But no, I'm actually looking forward to this one. Mango and pineapple. I mean, I've used Swaggies quite a few times, so I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen Swaggy in chat, but AAFL should be live, 24% off. If it's not right now, it should be as soon as Swaggy gets a chance to get started. But yeah, those should be available by Monday. He might drop them a couple days early or a day early. He's done it before, so keep an eye out for him. And for mojitos, I know mojitos would work. That's why the other reason I was thinking that too, Rocky. You said something about mojitos. Let's get those on there, see if they're any good. If I can make them, I have a feeling I'll probably make one of Rocky's mojitos if I got all the ingredients. Or if we can figure out subs that'll work.
I wonder what pineapple and bacon would taste like.
I mean, pineapple and ham tastes okay together.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I have to make boy. Oh, God. You're mean. Should make pony on acid. Pony on acid was one of my go-tos. The only problem I ever had with pony on acid, the original, is very throaty. I hate to say it the way Nick says it, but it is throaty. Pony on acid definitely has a throat hit to it. Mitch actually made a really decent version of pineapple orange guava, I believe. Pog.
Pineapple, orange.
On all the flavors. Okay, Tim B, I'll look.
Mallory's idea. Mint julep.
I love mint juleps. I bought a mint julep flavor once off a random site to try it back when I was first trying flavors, and oh my God, it was the worst flavor I ever had. It was terrible. I probably still have the bottle somewhere. It was a zero, so it's probably still vapable, but it was pretty bad. Let's see, browse recipes. And let's see. All right, here it is. Raspberry cheesecake. Yep, that'd be it. All right, let's get this up for you. Like I said, I love it when everybody gets to play along and gets involved. I have to get some more of you on here, like Dave's doing today. Raspberry cheesecake V1 AFL. Fresh pineapple from Cap at 0.5%. Wonder Flavors frozen yogurt at 1. Flavor West lemon meringue pie at 1.5. Inaware raspberry at 0.4. Inaware shisha raspberry 1.8. I love that flavor. Cap super sweet at 0.4. TPA vanilla swirl at 2.5. And Inaware yes sweet cheesecake at 3.5. So it's going to be a cheesecake, a little bit of yogurt to add with that. The lemon meringue pie, I'll give it a little extra lemon, that creamy lemon. With a little bit of fresh pineapple. That's going to be an interesting one.
That looks good.
Lemons will definitely work with the raspberry. The raspberry and the shisha raspberry together to give it that full, that'll give it a little bit more of the candy. That'll give it a little more of the real raspberry. And the vanilla swirl to bump up a little bit more of that meringue and the yogurt. Yeah, it looks really good. Looks really, really good.
What does guava taste like? Lady Liberty wants guava lemonade.
The guava lemonades because, actually, Swaggy has a guava lemonade one shot, and it's actually really good. Guava's got guava's guava. I'm trying to think of a good way to describe it. It's it's got a little bit more like an earthy feel than like a mango, but it's got like almost that direction, just not nearly as sweet.
Okay, I have it. I've just never used it.
It works really, really well with lemonades, actually. It's probably the best way to use it is in like a drink or a fruit mix. Not necessarily. Actually, there's another one too, guava with was it cream cheese icing or whatever, cream cheese that Batman's line had as well,
Okay.
that we really enjoyed.
I'll try it definitely.
Ode to Ben. Oh, Ode to Ben. Yes. Okay. Oh, the Ode to Ben one. Yeah, I actually have that. She wants some more this mixed up. I should have that. Let's see if I.
You haven't made it yet.
I haven't
You
made it
wanna
yet.
do more guava.
Oh, okay. I haven't made it. All right. The only Ode to I made is the Ode to Glass, which is not like the glass blueberry cake. I like mine better, but that's my own opinion. Flavors is subjective. But that's why I prefer an ode to, where you don't exactly make the same thing as someone else, but you try and make it like with your own spin to it,
Yeah.
which sometimes is like great because with us we're not shooting for that commercial easy to make liquid. We're shooting for something that's a little more refined.
Well, my over-the-top sugar cookie to me
Yeah, there you go.
tastes way better than any of the commercial juices I bought with that flavor.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, though. Take Me and See says guava's delicious, yummy, kind of pearish and strawberry-ish. It's got that kind of the strawberry-ish kind of sweetness, a level, but it's a little bit, I'd say, brighter than a strawberry, and a pearish like texture is kind of what a guava tastes. The guava is.
Sounds good.
If you haven't had it,
Depends on which type you
I
eat.
like guava juice, not necessarily guava the fruit myself. I mean, maybe little bits of guava in a fruit mix. That's about it. But like, you know what Aldi is, right? The chain store Aldi.
Nope.
No, they have like, it's like a discount grocery store type chain,
Okay.
and they have the half gallons of this guava juice mix with other things in it, and so that's kind of what Ben reminds me of, is like that mix. I love it.
Next time I'm at the market, I'll pick up something with guava just to try it, so I know what I'm shooting for.
Look for a juice. That'll give you the
Yeah.
best representation, because the fruit's going to give you that. Like, I'm not sure if I want that. Possibly. Cap Sweet Guava is more of a candy. That's true. It's not. It's almost like kind of reminds me of candied mango or something like that. It's kind of like that type of sweetness. Guava drink syrup. There you go. It's guava drink syrup. Oh, we need to. So we'll do a tropical paradise or something like that. Mixes. If anyone does like Jaeger bombs, yes, I know, Sam, it's not the right energy drink. I get that with the flavor of energy, but it's pretty damn good. Speaking of, I'll ask here, because we were talking about the other day. Maybe we just don't know. Maybe someone here has an answer. Red Bull energy drink can anybody know of a flavor that actually comes off as Red Bull, not just Monster? There's a couple that are close to Monster, but I can't really think of one that's really nailed Red Bull or even come close. Not that I've heard.
Tried an energy drink once, not for me. I just don't like the flavor.
Yeah, if you don't like an energy drink, you're not going to like the energy drink flavors. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I just got the Green Goblin in. I haven't tried it yet. Used the flavor of energy a few times. That's not bad. It's a little brighter than like a Monster, but it's close.
I have one flavor, and it's a 10 ml bottle. I just got it just to try it. I haven't tried it yet. But we'll see.
There you go. And that'll help you mix it too. Canadian Vapor, your fellow Canadian, is suggesting that you get some pureed guava juice and try it in vodka or gin. That way, there, if you don't like it, you won't care.
Yeah.
Use SS. Well, use whatever you like. I think it's 100 TFA energy drink at 6%. I don't have TFA energy drink. Guess what I'm adding to my cart if it's available in Bull City immediately.
I'm gonna check which one I have. My flavor stash.
I've got a couple, and we just talked about this energy drink thing, possibly doing an energy drink.
Yeah,
show.
I have the Flavora energy drink. Yeah, that's the one I have. Let me see the notes on that.
Yeah, the Flavor Energy Drink, Green Goblin. Of course, the TFA, TPA one's not available on Bull City. All right, so that'll have to get gotten elsewhere. Unless they've renamed it. That's also a possibility. But what did they rename it to? See, this is the thing we need to figure out. Anyone have any suggestions on this? So, like we think of the TZ situation, everything, on ELR, the whole changing names and everything. But when a flavor house or a flavor house distributor like Bull City changes a flavor name for one reason or another, how are we supposed to know what the flavor is if you're a new mixer? That's got to be really confusing. Like, you get something that's completely different name to it. So let's use Flavor West Rice Treat, for instance. Flavor West Rice Treat is actually originally the Rice Krispies. So if that's the same flavor, how would you reference that, and how would you know that as a new mixer? Because when you look it up on like Bull City or any of the others, it doesn't tell you. This also can be called. So this is something we should actually look into, trying to figure out if there's a place we can post something for the flavor names that are like that. It helps some. Just trying to make it a little easier for new mixers, because even I get confused sometimes when I'm looking at them. It takes me a little research to make sure that we don't have one that's changed. PSA, don't use Redline energy drinks for cocktails. Next year. But yeah, there we go. Energy drink week. That's going to be a fun one. I have a feeling that Daniel and all three of us will have fun with that one. These are bakery energy recipes, so I'm good. Well, you could make a frosting or something with an energy drink to it. I mean, I've had cola frosting before. I've had root beer frostings before, like on real cakes and stuff, where you use that to make it. Problem with that frosting is not the kind that can sit out, because that will like crystallize and harden and taste kind of off. So you got to eat that like the same day or next day. Apple pie Red Bull. Okay, that sounds really good. I think I just heard a face palm active one just happen over there when I said that. Coffee shop Red Bull spritzers. Yeah, there we go. So now that I'm getting hungry and thirsty on this, I'm trying to think. And as far as next Saturday's show, depending on what it is, when Frank does his poll, we might take second again, whatever second, and we'll do it on Saturdays, with the exception of if it's something he really wants to save for his Sunday show. By the way, don't forget tomorrow's Super Sunday Mixing Show to enter in your hashtag SSMS to play along with Frank's show tomorrow, because tomorrow is melons. We got to enjoy those melons as much as we can, because, Friction loves melons. So Gives the soda tickle your lips. Yeah, there's some good sodas, and I can't wait. I have not gotten a chance to try Swaggy's cream soda yet, and now I'm really curious because cream soda is one of my favorite sodas. And as Dave was saying, becoming not fairly newly diabetic, that sucks because you crave that flavor and you can't have it. That's one of the best things about DIY. You get to actually get that flavor that you crave. That's a melon's free, Chris. Good job, Chris. And Fee. Same here. Take me see it. Drink a whole pot of coffee every morning. That's enough for me. Yeah, I love my coffee.
Oh yeah.
Show me the melons. Yeah. Come on, don't forget. We got melons episode. You guys, there's so many great names for melon recipes. Even if you only have one melon in your repertoire of your flavors, do it. I mean, what was it? Bob made that one where the corn farted over top of the bottle. The corn flavoring farted over the bottle at 0.001%. You could do that with a melon if you don't like melons.
It was something chunky turd.
Yeah, the chunky turd one. Yeah. And that was Bill's suggestion. It's not proper unless it's got corn in it.
I don't have balsamic
No to try.
vinegar flavor because that would be good in a watermelon.
Yeah, that Cap double watermelon and the SSA double watermelon are definitely, like, if you like a watermelon drink, those are go-tos. No question about it. Sam was right. I gotta give him credit here. You know, as bad as his taste buds are that he doesn't need to steep anything, he was right. SSA is a little bit better. It's just a little bit more forward. Like the flavor's there just a little bit more. Even at the same percentage, it just feels like there's more flavor, like more full flavor. Cucumber is a melon, technically. Yep. Yeah, SSA is, I don't know about 10 times better, but it is better. It is an improvement. They are almost the same flavor. Yeah, Graham, the melon, there was a melon I liked. The whole line did melons, but the problem I had with a lot of the commercial melons is they always had that waxy aftertaste. You'd vapor it for a while, you get through like a tank full, and then all of a sudden you could taste wax, and that's all you could taste no matter what. And you couldn't get that taste out of your RDA or anything for a long time. That was my issue with commercial melons. And I have found that some flavorings still have that. Some of the older flavorings, especially. Some of the newer ones, I'm not getting that as much. That watermelon I don't get. Watermelon lime, that'll work. This is starting to feel more like the tropical episode now. We're talking about this kind of stuff.
Sound good.
It does. It really does. So yeah, this last week was the black licorice release, by the way, for anyone who likes black licorice. It's the smell off the smell. I told you this smells like a sambuca or something. It's got that anise smell to it, and it tastes. That's why my mind instantly went to, even off the sniff of it, making the Jaeger bomb, because it smelled like kind of like it should be an alcohol, but it didn't have the alcohol punch flavor. So it's basically the mocktail.
No, you little rodent.
Hey, look, we got a rodent. Look at that cute little thing.
Little rodent.
Oh, look at the little blink.
They're bad.
Like, I'm innocent.
No.
Make a double apple licorice. Yeah, that sounds. Hey, you never know until you try it. Sounds different. But yeah, was it Cap double apple? Is that who we got for double apple? Because I do have a double apple, or is that SSA? So that's the other problem. Is I gotta remember flavor houses because I go through so many now. You know, I didn't have a problem with flavor houses until I had to start doing the single flavor testing. Now I get them all mixed up. Let's see, double. Let's see. No. Ah. See, it's doing that thing. I realized that got taken out of my stash. You know how they're doing the taking out of your stash thing on ELR? Wendy's been talking about it as well. Guess what? My double watermelon SSA is not in there anymore. Which is weird because, yeah. And there's only 9 recipes with it now. That tells me they took something off because there's a new flavor and I didn't know it existed. That sounds like more of a mistake on their end. See? And I know we had more than 9 recipes made with that double watermelon. That's including the one I just made. Now I'm curious here. Because we need to figure out how to fix that too. Because they're trying to fix the thing. I get that. But if they're not going to fix it right, that's going to be a problem. You can't just delete new flavors because they haven't been used much and they think they don't exist when they do exist. It's like the one time or once or twice that TZ tried telling Swaggy he didn't have the right flavor name. It's his flavor. I'm pretty sure he has the right name. Yeah. Graham, it's good to see you.
I have 1 liter of Swaggy's banana coming to me next week.
Did you actually?
Yeah, for paintball. We're going to test it in our lab and see how it performs, and then I'll bug him for a couple of 100 kilos.
We were trying to figure out what you were trying to use that for, and I said maybe paintballs. I was joking. I didn't think you really were using it in paintballs. We
do it all the time. Tim, when I tell you the most disgusting of aromas is cuttlefish or durian fruit and skunk, and we did it once. Oh. Tim, the retching. You could hear employees all over the building retching. Like it was horrific. But that's what the customer wanted. Now, can you imagine a couple of 100,000 paintballs breaking on your field smelling like cuttlefish or durian fruit or skunk? Oh. And we once did garlic.
I don't want to imagine this. This is actually making me feel nauseous.
We once did garlic, and the whole building from one end of it to the other smelled like the most intense garlic you've ever smelled. And it was just like everyone was just turning green. 200 people.
Rocky's got a point there. Simmons Spice got merged with Simmons TPA. You got to be careful with that. They can't think that they're all the same because they're not all the same. I don't know who's in charge of trying to figure this out, but if they're taking SSA double watermelon out, that's a big mistake because SSA double watermelon is actually a very, very good flavor. It's actually an improvement over the cap, which is saying something because that's a good flavor. So, yeah, I don't know who's doing this purge for them, but they need to do better research. But cuttlefish and durian, I've one time smelled durian fruit. I'm good with never smelling that again. That was bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
I remember it was at like a family reunion thing, and someone brought it to be a smart ass because we're going to cut this outside here at this park. We're going to cut this outside at this park.
Oh.
And they're like, I wouldn't cut it in my house. And go, why wouldn't you cut it in your house? To cut it open? And go, that's why you wouldn't cut it in your house. Let me tell you, that area of the park was pretty cleared out for a little while.
Well, I believe it.
Smelled like someone ripped ass. Maybe even worse on the table. It was bad.
Ava. No, Ava. No.
Cute cats.
28-pound monster wants treats.
Oh, the big one?
Yeah. No, you. No. Come here, you. That's the problem with kittens. They're mental.
Hey, Daniel. Daniel, you missed frictions. Don't worry, I'll put it in chat for you. Maybe. What did I do with it? I got rid of mine, didn't I? Yes, I did. Since I didn't hashtag mine, it felt weird hashtagging my own, because it just feels like cheating. So I didn't hashtag mine. But hashtagged it for tomorrow's show anyway, because that actually is going to be for tomorrow's as well. But there you go. Go ahead and mix yourself up some I Love Melons Frictions cocktail. You see, the thing is, I've been told that if you can get past the smell, I did not try and eat it because I couldn't get past the smell. I'll be honest with you. I just couldn't do it.
Sure.
My grandfather was telling me, it's like Limburger cheese. It's the same thing. You'll get by it. You can taste it. And it's like, I couldn't really get past the smell of that either.
Oh, tiny whiny. How's that, Lady Limburger?
So cute.
Yeah, I know you want the treats. Okay, go.
Even the candy stinks. All right, so that's it, Swaggy. We gotta get you trying to make a durian flavored.
Oh no, no, no.
You can sell it to Dave by the liter. It'll be fine.
I guarantee you, if he tried it, him, his wife, his neighbors, everyone would be throwing up.
Yeah, but get over there and support Swaggy. I mean, the reason he's able to even do this is because Fresh talked him into it way back when. By the way, Fresh, love you, brother. Hope you're doing well. It's kind of like I just got talked into this whole thing. Oh, you need to push this for Nick so he can get this recipe out there. And besides, it gives a whole community something to strive for, which it does. And it is a good flavor. I've had them once. We bought some today. They do sell them at the local stores here. You just won't be able to get all the different flavors. Like, did you say the Kinder Special? Is that the one that they have in Canada they don't have here?
No, Kinder Surprise.
Surprise, that's it. That's
It's
the one with the toy.
Egg-shaped chocolate, and inside the chocolate shell is a small toy, and the FDA says it's a choking hazard.
We'll have to try and drag him into one of these shows soon, Fee. He's always got an invite, but I mean, he's busy. I know on Saturdays he's been trying to do his D&D thing, get the D&D thing going on, which would be a part of, but we don't have a Saturday show, and I kind of feel like we need one for Saturdays, as well as when, especially as we get towards the wintertime. That's when, if you notice, we all kind of pick up and really spend more time in the house mixing up flavors. Some of us are going to jump on it, and like Dave has been doing this summer, getting ready. By the wintertime, you'll kind of have a good bearing and be really set up. And then if you're like me, you will have that whole craving for wintertime treats that you can't have, or you're waiting for every year. And then you can't have them anymore because of the whole diabetes thing. You'll be like, hey, I'm going to make that. This Kinder Bar could be one of them, actually. I can see me. That's one of those rich, like, fall, winter, like, desserts I would like. A candy bar is something I can't have.
Might lead to other candy bars, like we have Coffee Crisp up here. You don't have it, and that's a really tasty candy bar. That's really nice with a nice coffee cream in the center. Ooh.
I had that mint Aero bar from UK. Oh my god, those are so freaking good.
We have those too. They're good.
Yeah, I think we can order them, special order them. I think get them off like Amazon. I might have to do that at some point. But the thing is, I shouldn't have them because they're bad for me. So special ordering something I can't have is really something I'm like, no, I shouldn't.
No. Those things, honestly, they just jack your sugar like through the roof. And then it takes me days to come down. And maybe I come down too far, then I'm wiped out.
Yep. And you're worn out anyway because that actually messes with all your cells and everything.
Yeah.
When you get too high. I know how your eyes are, but that's what I feel the most if I get high on my sugars and come back down. My eyes are bugged out for days.
Yep, me too. And, when I was diagnosed, I was like, what? You guys measure sugar levels differently, but mine was 29. which is really, really high. And if I hadn't gone to a doctor, I'd be real trouble, really fast.
Do you guys do the A1C test?
Yes, but yeah, blood tests and
Yeah.
like I'm high. My diabetes is not under control.
Yeah, the when I got tested and figured it out before they actually did my first A1C, I realized how high my sugars were and I realized what was going on. I'd already had it under what I call the Nazi diet, less than 1 to 2 carbs per meal. Let me tell you, that's hard. That's really difficult to do. I'd actually had it semi under control and dropped down quite a bit. But even after having it semi under control, my A1C was 12 point something, 12.9 or something like that. 12.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you make me feel great now. Really?
And by the time I had my appointment with my doctor
Yeah.
and talked to him about it, it took a couple, like a month and a half. I'd already had my A1C down to 6.9 without any medication.
That's amazing. That's amazing
But
because
that's 1 or 2 carbs per meal because I was watching my sugar spike every time not. Thankfully, she had the her tester and everything, so I was able to test right away. I didn't keep track of it. So
yeah,
if it
I'm
wasn't in the
7.
house, I would have.
I'm 7, and my doctor is doing backflips that because I'm at 7. She wants me well below that.
And then my A1C went back up again here with everything going on in my heart because my metformin stopped working. So now I'm on a weekly shot, and that's finally kicking in to the point where it's decent. But I haven't had an A1C check since I've been on that. But my sugars have been better, so I imagine it'll be down. And I'm gonna try and talk him into raising it a little bit so that I can eat normal meals because I'm still not quite up to normal meals. I'd like to eat you want to have some vegetables or something with your meal, not just like one little tiny portion of vegetables like this big. You want some fiber in your diet. Yeah, I can't do that right now. And Kindle, the Bueno, I'll eat like one little piece. That's all I can have at a time. She'll be eating the rest. And that's sadly where I'm at with this. So this whole testing for this thing, it's not going to be as much fun as it should be. I can't just devour it. So that's why I'm going to enjoy it when I find the ones that taste good. It's going to be like, yeah, okay, give me all that. I cannot wait. I thought the ABC Caesars uses 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Pippa probably mixes in her sleep.
Considering she should be sleeping right now, most likely. That's
Yeah.
probably true.
What is it, like Sunday morning over there?
Think so. Not 100% sure. I think it went between 15 and 16 and 18 hours different than us. Something like that. For New Zealand, I think that's the same time zone, if close to the same time zone.
I know I catch Legion Vapes show at 4:30 in the morning our time, and it's something like 6:30 over there, where he is in Queensland, I guess, something like that.
8 a.m. there.
8 a.m. Yeah, 14 hours.
But Saturday night, we're having a good time. Lots of good mixes this week. I've got to double check again, see if anyone else. Not everybody might even be here for this, but we'll check and see if there's anyone else that's put any up on any of the sites real quick. Because we have had people playing along, and like I said, even if they play along and it's a little late for the episode, don't worry, it'll still be brought up. Because, yeah, Dave, 2 from Rocky, 1 from Rocky, 2 from Bob, Take Me to Sea. And although it would fall into it, check last week's episode if you want for the latte menta from Rocky. That would actually fit into this week as well because it is a beverage. So, yeah, that actually still looks good. I do have to get those flavorings. I will be mixing that up at some point because that might be a daily for me. I like the idea of a candy cane. The only thing I've done like a creme de menthe version of this before, but I don't know. That candy cane just seems like a nice twist for around Christmas time for me. So I don't know how cinnamony that candy cane is. I haven't tried it, but I will try it.
You have a lot of cinnamon flavors.
I've got a few. I've got a few. I don't know if Sam or Daniel are here. I don't know if we'd have a cinnamon one. I don't think we would have a cinnamon episode because there aren't that many cinnamons out there. You basically got Swaggies, Flavor is the big one, and then there's a few here and there. But there's
I have
not
two.
like...
The hot cinnamon and cinnamon sugar. That's it.
Is the hot cinnamon we got one I got in trouble with, and then you like poisoned the fish?
I think, yeah, there's some issues there.
Oh, Mallory sent me one in Discord. I'll check that real quick.
Yeah. Mallory's recipe's hilarious.
Oh boy. This is Mallory. Now I'm scared. Don't say cupcake muffin nipple pants. But I just did. Because you made me. Apple Raw VSO at 0.6. Buttercream Flavor West at 1.5. Cake VSO at 2. Peanut Butter VSO at 3.21. Sweet VSO at 0.25. And Waffle VSO at 1. The waffle give you a little crispy edge to your cake. Yep, that'd work. A little bit of peanut butter and apple with a little bit of buttercream. That sounds good. See? And she says she can't do it. I mean, people say you can't do it at a limited, with limited flavors. You can. You can make some good stuff. Tropical Day should add to AFL. It's up to you. You can do it today or Tuesday. We can even talk about it both times if it fits. And for those fight fans out there, the main event just started just before the show started. So I imagine that's over. Crap. For the Punchy Kickies on Meter's channel. I missed that because we were in here getting ready for the show. But
Was Meter a fighter?
I don't think so. I think she's just a fighting fan.
Oh, okay. What do you want? No, I don't want you.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah. I mean, I see that for the Kinder bar already, you have KVTV's already got one turned in. I know a couple of other people messaged me that they were working on it. They're just trying to refine it. So, yeah, that's just already starting off really good. Let's see this go, and let's see some people. I mean, who doesn't like a chocolate bar? I mean, the hazelnut part of it, I could see that. Some people aren't hazelnut fans. But it doesn't mean you can't get a nice honorable mention even if it isn't a hazelnut version. It could be its own special version. But yeah, I'm kind of curious on this, how well this is going to turn out, because I know that I know Graham's already worked on one too.
Maryland, no. You'd be good. You'd be good.
Damn it, clown! Actually, that looks pretty damn good. That might not be too far off. Oh my god! Look how cute those things are.
Oh, you're big, beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, Mallory is what you asked for. Yep, there's a mix I made for you. That's actually would be in Discord as well. What was it? Did I? No, I should be in my recipes, isn't it? Right here it is. Yeah, banana nut cake with whipped cream frosting for Mallory. Banana VSO at 4%. Butter pecan Flavor West at 1, which had higher, but she said she'd actually... no, not the buttercream. That's buttercream at 1. Butter pecan Flavor West at 2. She said that she was going to have that at 4, but she said when she used it higher, it was a little strong for her. But I think she said she might turn it back up a little bit. So I turned that down. That's fine. So adjust the pecan to your level. Cake VSO at 2. Caramel VSO at 2. Custard in Aware at 1. Sweet VSO at 0.5. Vanilla bean ice cream from Cap at 1. And whipped cream Flavor West at 2. This is the one that I mixed up for her. Banana nut with whipped cream frosting for Mallory. See, this is what happens when sometimes when you ask someone to make something from a stash and you just tell them what you want, and this is what you wind up with. All right, no worries. Take me to see. We'll definitely go over that on Tuesday. But no, this is just Mallory after the show the other day was asking about this, something to do with this, and made something. All right, so this is not bad at all. You know why it's not bad? Yeah. Creamy melons. Yep. Friction will be proud. Almost called it Friction's Creamy Melons, but I figured I'd be nicer. Yeah, those precious kitties. Speaking of, don't be afraid to post pictures of them more often. We all love seeing the animals. And that goes for everybody in chat as well, or anybody on replay. You know, if you're in the Discords and stuff, most of the Discords have a pet section. They have it there for a reason, because we want to see those cute, adorable, you know. They're not always fur babies. They're babies in general, because, there's scaly babies I've had that are pretty sweet, too.
Ava. Yeah, my big girl. Come here. Ava. Oh, you won't come.
Oh, Rocky. Milk and honey. Yeah, I do have the milk and honey. So, yeah, Rocky, I'm going to be making probably more of your recipes, of course.
Hey.
I don't even need to make my own recipe because Rocky's got the milk and honey covered for the most part.
No, don't chew. Hey, tiny whiny, don't chew the wires.
Christopher Earl, good to see you, Christopher Earl. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Anyone got some cute ratties? Actually, that would be go talk to wow. Complete spacing. I can see him, I can think of him, I just can't think of his name right now. Rode with me down to DC. Lethal Coils, that's it, yes. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. Lethal has some cute ratties. That's good to hear. That is really good to hear. I capped the other one because I keep on mixing the two up and going back and forth between the melons and the Jaeger bomb, and I'll tell you what, that's kind of a weird combo. Doesn't go bad together, but it's not. It's odd. You're expecting one flavor, you get another. It's better than that dry cotton hit I took that one day, though. That was brutal.
That's nasty.
Had all ready because I was going to do some flavor testing. So I set this over here, set it back there, and you know how I go through the different setups. I was doing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I grabbed a hold of that thing. Cloud comes out. That wasn't a cloud. That was smoke from cotton. Cotton smoke. Oh, that was brutal. Yeah.
You back? Oh, I know. You're such a baby.
Oh, adorable kitty.
Yeah.
That reminds me of my daughter had a kitten named Snuggles.
Yeah.
Looked an awful lot like that kitty.
Yeah, you're a good boy, eh? You're a good boy when you're not being bad.
Dry hit on mesh is horrible. I've done that. Yep.
Yeah.
Many a time.
I love, a lot of people don't like mesh decks at all. I love mesh. I love the flavor of them. Phenomenal. And if you know what you're doing, you'll never get a dry hit. But if you ever get a dry hit, it's like the end of the world.
It is, but the only thing is, it could be just one little collapse, and that can happen even the best wicking. You get one little tiny collapse, and that little tiny spot will just taste terrible.
Yeah.
I actually really like my profiles. Had no problem with it. I like them using them, and if I'm testing for like a sub-ohm, that's what I'll test on at first. When I get it down to the point where I know it's worthy of putting in a tank, that's different. But who wants to go through like $5 coils, go through 10 of them just to test out a liquid to try and nail it in for somebody? That's like that Eau de Glace one. That was one I tested a lot of times, and that is specifically made to taste good on someone, but it tastes good on everything, so it works out well. Not so much MTL. It's a little bit weird on the MTL because you never get all the nuanced notes with an MTL. Like there's always in some place. I will find out though if how good the MTL aliens go as soon as they get here from a certain KVTV. Just so you know, you can reach out to him and you might be able to finagle some coils and stuff. You should check that out, or maybe some liquids. He's around. That whole mixing it up guy. Yeah. Once those come in, they'll be going into the Nevermore and into the Addy K Fund. So we'll find out how well these things work. That's it, Clown. You're on the spot. When they get here, they're getting tested live.
Yeah, I had a K Fund with an Ultim glass on. Well, not glass. Anyways, and my pound cake juice destroyed it, turned it to powder.
See, that's the thing with you got the Ultim caps. They're great, but you get the wrong liquid in there, it'll destroy them.
Oh yeah, and that happened to me too on the Valhalla. The insert on the Valhalla, same thing, and they charged me $25 US for a replacement.
What was I vaping on that? I'm trying to remember that when my Goon 25 when I got it, the one that has the Ultim insert into the cap, it goes down. Never took it out of the shop. Used it out of the shop. Only used it at the shop for 2 days, and it broke. They wouldn't replace it or anything. No, I never thought about that. Could the liquid have done something that quickly?
100%. Yep, I've had it happen. And my coils were nowhere near that Valhalla insert, and I think 8-10 hours maybe, and it was gone, finished.
Oh, maybe that had a little bit to do with it. Maybe it was the Ultim insert just didn't hold up to whatever liquid it was. I can't remember what I was vaping at the time. Hey, there's the chair. You were talked about today, sir. It was not a bad thing. We're just talking about you and Dave are the ones that I know that mix in like 1 liter bottles. That's about it. I don't think I know anyone else who mixes 1 liter or so of liquid on a regular basis. Like Dave, I've seen you. What was it? You were what, a month, 2 months into really mixing, and you're showing me like your closet picture. Your closet. You had 1 liter bottles of stuff mixed up.
Well, Wendy V's milkshake base. I just keep that. I'll make ton of bases and then just add stuff to them, and they're amazing.
And I would say I should probably put this. I mean, it's not as good as Wendy's. Will not say it is because it's not. But I have come up with a simpler milkshake base for those who don't want to mix ahead of time. Just trying to find it. Right there. From the black licorice milkshake one. It's just a French vanilla thick at 1. Malt VSO at 1 if you have it. Milkshake from Cap at 2.5. And the vanilla bean ice cream Flavor West at 3 is my favorite. You can use any one of the vanilla bean ice creams. And vanilla gelato Italian Wonder Flavors at 1.5. That actually will give you a pretty close to Wendy's base. It's not the same, but it's a lot less flavors. So
yeah, because Wendy V's milkshake base is like tons of flavors.
It is. And it does taste like a BK milkshake. No question about it. It's like straight up BK milkshake. Like the overly sweet, saturated, like you feel like you're getting that mouth pucker feel from the sweetness. That's Wendy's. Wendy does have a really, really good one. That Cap milkshake, it's been out of stock. Crap. I've had that happen with other flavors too, Graham. I know how that really sucks. It's not the best. Actually, there's another one that you can use instead that's supposed to have more malt that Dave ID10 actually mentioned on the show when we were doing the last flavor of the quarter. He said there was another one that he thinks is a little bit more malty. I don't have that one, so I couldn't compare it. But that one, would like add in a little bit of VSO malt, is pretty damn good. But you need the French vanilla thick and the gelato to thicken it up, and then you would just any kind of vanilla ice cream to throw at it. Your favorite vanilla ice cream would give you close to Wendy's. It's not Wendy's. Wendy's is better, but unless you're going to mix it up ahead of time, it is a little extra work. Like if you keep doing it like DeMillen and pull out all the flavors every time, that gets to be a work after a while. You know, grabbing a bundle of flavors like this. This is just for the milkshake base. We're not even putting any flavors in it yet.
Yeah. You make it a one shot, so you make it ahead of time. You always have it.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. Yeah, but then I'm going to get stuck on just milkshakes.
Yeah.
Kind of like Wendy does, and that's why DeMillen's like, let's get off milkshakes, please. But it's good. Like I just put that peanut butter taffy from Wonder Flavors in there at 4%. And oh my God, that was just so good with that. Just the milkshake base. It was delicious. You can single flavor any strong, good flavor, but it has to be something that's going to stand up to some creams that you won't even believe is possible in a vape, to be honest with you. It has to really be able to stand up. It's going to be like, it's like the creams that you drop a fork in, or I'd say fork, not even spoon. Drop a fork in, and the tines go in. The rest of it stands straight up on top. You know,
Yep.
It doesn't even tip. That's how thick that feels.
Ava.
And I took the stronger, thicker ingredients out with the gelato and the French vanilla thick. Put them in with this. That gives you a little of that thick feel. But yeah, depends on how complicated you want to go. This is the shortcut. That's hers.
Oh my God, you're fat.
See,
Oh my God.
there you go. She wants more of it. Is that the big one? Have we seen the big one on camera? No, we haven't. Oh my God.
Oh, she's big. 28 pounds. Hey, big girl.
She's like,
Oh yeah, big girl.
she's looking at the camera. Feed me more.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Oh, we're going to get a guest before we're all done here. We're getting another guest. Are you feeling much kinder? Does he know he's muted?
Haha, yes. Now I know I'm muted. I was setting things up here because I just jumped out of here, but we've been doing stuff around the house. Cleaned out our fridge and whatnot.
That was a good day for flavors. Is it just me, or have you noticed it too, that the whole community seems to be like stepping up their game?
No.
You don't know? You don't pay attention?
Sir, you're way more involved than I am, Mr. I do 8 million shows.
Well, the thing is, that's why it's called For the Love of Mixing on Tuesdays, because that's what it is. We gotta love this. Another mixing show. It's because it is another random mixing show that became more of a not so random. Maybe I should change that to the not so random mixing show.
I mean, I like the acronym of your current show, but yeah, I mean, if you want to change it, that's your call. It's your show. Like I told them last time I was on, I was like, this show's called Arms.
Yep. It's a call to arms. But that, which makes sense because this is the last line of defense to if we have a full out, flavor ban for liquids. Yeah. This is our last line of defense.
It is. I mean, I know I got into mixing into an era more of everything was stupid expensive and not good. So it turned into more a necessity, but now it's like a full on just like emergency last minute. Because I mean, I don't know how many times I do actually see the full thing of what do I need to do to get started in mixing before, what happened?
The chair says a lot of your stuff you mix tastes like armpits. Just because it's not vanilla something.
Heck, you mix what you mix and what you like. I mean, I know Tim is a huge advocate for Lambda spread or whatever that one's called. He tries to get everybody to get into it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you don't taste that weird note, it's known as one of the best muffin flavors. And somehow, I never knew that it had that weird note because I never tried it solo until Lumi introduced me to that straight up note. Now I can't not taste it. This is why I refuse to do some of the things Bill suggests all the time, because he does that. He'll say, "Oh, you gotta smell this." So you smell apricot. Say, "Nope, lemon squares." Nope, I'm not smelling it because I don't want to taste apricot when I get a lemon square. I want to taste lemon squares.
Oh no, yeah, it's like which one was it? There's one. I think it's Flavoria sweet cream. For some reason, I get a coconut in that, and nobody else does.
It's like when we do the now with Noted, we all have a different flavor profile, which is why it like downright floored me that we all picked the same number one for custards, because we do not taste the same. We do not. Sam doesn't taste the butyric notes hardly at all, so he can vape almost anything off the shake and doesn't taste the weird notes. I have no idea how those taste buds work, but okay, Sam, whatever, do you, bro? And then you got Daniel, Daniel's Daniel. I don't understand how to explain him, but Daniel has a unique way of breaking stuff down as well. Whereas I have the really sensitive like palate where I'll pick up like those floral nuances and stuff like that when I'm picking through it. And so it's like Daniel's more like Dave when it comes to the amount of flavors and the odd obscure flavorings and stuff like that. But I feel like I probably have more of the Dave like taste buds where he tastes the nuances. And then you got Sam, who's it has to be a really bad flavor for Sam to say it's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's one of those weird things of it. All just falls to personal taste, personal palate.
Yep.
Like, I have a really bad sense of smell just because I've gotten punched in the face way too much in my existence. But I can actually pick up on like taste really differently. You'd think that would affect me, but it doesn't. But I mean, it just all falls to personal preference. I know there are some things that like the guys on my show like that I just can't touch. And even I'm like, yeah, that's all you.
And have you actually got a chance to talk to Dave before?
Who?
Face to
Dave?
face.
No, not
Dave.
in person. No, just through chats and stuff.
Yep.
And I've seen him like on your shows and things like that in the past, I think.
Yeah, he's been on the game stream nights a few times.
Yeah, you're right.
And we've talked about this, him being on a Saturday show at some point, and it just, I don't know, things got crazy for a while, and then, Dave showed up today, and he made a really nice mix. It looks like coffee. I have to see how that steeps out. And Dave, are you planning on doing a version 3 of that? Is that the original plan?
Yeah, I will. Definitely will. And I might even do
Nice.
a 4. I might remove the VSO espresso and try another espresso, see what I get.
You never know. It's worth a try.
Coffee takes a lot of effort.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'd have to look at the recipe, but I do have one that's like called Buckin' Coffee, and it straight up tastes like Starbucks coffee with a ton of sugar in it and stuff like that.
Well, that
My
sounds
wife
good.
likes it. My wife loves it. I do it in CBD for her because she vapes CBD from time to time.
Okay.
And that's become like one of her all times.
Speaking of the wife, how's the wife?
She's over here playing Destiny and stuff. She's grinding away, trying to get all whatever trophies or whatever. I don't even play that game, so I don't know. I don't do team games. Triumphs. There you go. She's correcting me.
Yeah,
Right.
we've seen some of the Sims stuff you've done in the past. I mean, there's no way to describe it other than say you are a unique individual.
I am not unique at all. There are lots of people that enjoy that style of Sims gameplay.
That was creepy. Very, very creepy.
There's a video I have. I need to send it to you.
Oh, boy. But, yeah, we got... Hey, while you're here, we do have your version of the Kinder Bar. Here, I can put
Yes,
that
sir.
on. Let me throw
I
that
still
out
gotta
here.
mix it, but like I've already mixed like 4 mixes in the last 2 days, and I already have like 3 more on the docket that I need to get done. That's what happens when I get
You
free time.
have time to refine this. If you mix it and you think it's a little off, you do have time to refine it, because like I said, it's going to be at least 30 days before we start talking about when we're going to cut it off, because I want to get as many entries as we can to try and really nail this flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And it is up. You go ahead, sir.
Alrighty, so going for the crispy wafer, obvious. Glamour chocolate. If you guys have watched my show, that's become like the go-to chocolate for like all four of us on that show. And then the hazelnut, because that's honestly the only hazelnut I have. Like in all reality, I don't have any more. Even I was like, I don't think I have a hazelnut. Then the Nimo bar, just because I feel it plays really well with the glamour chocolate. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, I still need to mix it. I haven't really gotten around to that yet. I was gonna do it later today. But we'll see if that whole thing works or if it throws it off. Um, like there are some notes in the Nanaimo bar that I don't pick up that like Sifu and Chris do. So and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what it is, but I know they pick up some notes that I just like. I don't taste them, and that's perfectly fine for me because I don't fucking want to taste them. Then super sweet, obviously, just doing some sweetener in there, and then the white chocolate to see if it balances out the Nanaimo bar and the glamour chocolate. See if it gives it more of a creamier sense. But if that doesn't work, I might try to like do some form of like a Bavarian cream or a custard or a sweet cream. See if that gives it more of a milk chocolatey kind of thing. Like, see,
Yeah.
look, watch. I'm blaming you for this.
So you did it too. You did the same thing I did today. Okay.
No,
did the
see,
same
I
thing.
was trying to score some free Bueno bars because I know Bueno bars, dude. Me and my brother used to get those all the time. It's just been a minute, so I'm like really lacking in memory. But
But yeah,
yeah,
that,
dude.
that Nimo bar for me, it's nut forward. It's lacking a little bit on that creaminess. So I like the fact you put the milk chocolate in there, the white chocolate in there to bring it up. I think that's a good
And
idea.
I mean, I'm hoping it works out. Like I seriously, let's see. Right now, I'm working. I hung out in a Discord chat Thursday night, and people were talking about random profiles, and I was like, oh, I can make that. Oh, I can make that. So I ended up just doing a bunch of recipes, and I did some mixing yesterday. So I'm doing like a graham cracker peach situation. Yeah, I don't know. It sounded interesting. So
Like
I'm
a
like,
cobbler?
yeah, kinda. I don't even know. The dude just said it like my buddy's mom used to make a peach graham cracker. I'm like, okay, maybe we can work on something that plays on that idea. Then Mallory Gates had posted that she did a Dr. Pepper cherry. And I
Yep.
was like, I don't have the Dr. Pepper, but I can make a cherry cola. And then Sifu and Steve are becoming huge influences on me. So I went and got Mando's bourbon base
Yes.
and added that on top of that. So it's basically an alcoholic cherry
The
cola.
the was supposed to be Jack Daniels base became the
The Jim
became
Beam.
the Jim Beam
Mhm.
because
Yeah, because
the only he changed that name because he had me test it with him and it's like I'm not sure you get Jack, but this is definitely close to Jim. Very very close.
and it's really good. And then yeah, Mallory Gates was talking to Sifu about if he were to go through her stash, what he could make her. And he went and looked at like the in commons, and I still find it funny that we could have a ton of flavorings and still not fall in commons. Like, as I think with you, I'm only like 200 in common or something, or like 118 in common. And like with the guys, we're like barely in double digits on in commons. But between the stuff that she had and I had, I tried coming up with a recipe, and yeah, I did like this cake custard type situation. I am digging the hell out of it. And what else? No, I'm working.
Ian, the vanilla custards are this coming week, so it's only the plain custards so far for the first one. But the FA, I actually have the pre-FA, the Flavor Creative, which is FA custard, brand new, but it's the Flavor Creative. Before that, Tam sent that to me, thank God. And I let it sit forever, thinking it was garbage, like old stuff. And it's like, oh my God, that was dumb. So good.
You never do that.
Well, you think, oh, it's old. It can't be that good. But you know what? That's one of those proofs that we talk about. That's one of the best parts about Noted. I'm trying old flavors that I've ruled out in the past thinking, oh, these are old flavors. They're not going to be as good as... Some of those are great. They're just as good, if not better than the new ones.
There was some stuff that was terrible. I'm not going to dispute that because I know I think the TFA chocolate pencil shavings, I've heard that. And I mean, we even discussed, was it TFA's Fruity Flakes? That is just straight up fucking lemon pledge. But in between that, there was some good stuff. I mean, I know Chris still will die with vanilla custard B1 from Capella. Like the dude
Yep.
says that's like one of his main go-tos.
What's your favorite custard, Dave, that you've tried so far?
Oh, probably the Cap V2, I think it is.
Yep. Cap
I would
V2,
say-
vanilla
yeah,
custard.
I think so.
That's one of my top ones. Between that one, the TFA V2, and the VSO custard, I'm really enjoying that one too.
Yep. But we have some, like I said, we got the vanilla custard episode coming up. I like the fact we split it up, and I'm also kind of glad we didn't do it the same week. We back-to-back weeks, because that would have been just too much custard. We split it up in between, and I'm really happy. I'm not sure who put that schedule together, because that was before I actually joined. The schedule's already there. But I'm very happy. Well, tell me, there's some flavors out there that you just kind of write off, because you're thinking, these are pre-2016. They're not going to be that good. But that pre-2016 Shamrock Shake mix I made, it's a little bit throaty, I'll be honest. Not to pick on anybody that talks about things being throaty, but I'll pick on them anyway. But anyway, but no, it is a little bit throaty for an older flavor. But man, it is actually really good. It's tasty.
Some people like the throaty, though.
Yep. Yeah. Well, this is definitely
Kind of like smoking, right? Some people really like that hit. I
That's
never
what I was
did,
thinking.
mind you, but
that's what I was
could
thinking. If
never do
someone's looking,
lights. I never liked lights for that reason.
someone really looking for that throat hit, like a new transitioner, that Shamrock Shake I made would be perfect. Yeah. See, there's a few there there's a couple flavors, even the newer ones, that I'm like, no. If you watch back when we did the flavor of the quarter, there were a couple there. I was so happy when I first got there. I was thinking, I don't like this new flavor. Sam likes it. I'm in trouble here. Everybody disagreed with Sam, except for Sam. So I was like, yes.
No,
Sorry,
yeah, was
small
it
wins.
Sifu and Chris, I think, have told me to get Flavor Express Lemon. And now I'm having second thoughts here. You guys talking about it.
Yeah, but it could be the lemon you love too. You won't know. Flavors are very much. But if you're mixing commercially, it might also be a flavor you might not want to play with, because if other people get in notes, is it one you really want to work with? If you find up in love with it, start putting in all your recipes, but no one else likes it for the majority. See, that's the tough thing when you do a line like you do.
Oh no, yeah, I know. I mean, there's the one of the older ones I used to do. Like, it's not on the menu anymore, but I remember it was like just a straight up fruit medley type situation. And one of the comments I got was that it was dry. I could vape dry, and I was like, interesting. I could see that. But at the same time, I never really thought about that, because to me, it's something I was used to and never really put too much mind to it.
Yeah. It's not my favorite lemon, but that's, like I said, flavors is subjective. If you're making it for yourself, then you need to make what you like. Like, well, you want to talk about someone specific that I saw him chat just a little bit ago, and we're picking on him about the size of the mixes, but like the chair, he likes certain flavors and he tries them, but he doesn't really like the way they taste in vape for some reason. Some of it might be mute, might be something to do with his taste buds, whatever it is. But he's got he's got these like blind spots. Like, here he can vape, here he can vape, here he can vape. Anything outside of those ranges, no. And it's very seldom he hits something new that he really likes. Like, he's not a lemon fan.
Did he mention on a stream recently that he found a lemon he liked?
He did, which was surprisingly. But he had given up on lemons, and if it wasn't for a random situation, he was kind of deciding not to try them. It's like Graham Net Reality does with his strawberries. He's still trying to get a strawberry that he can actually taste. It tastes like a strawberry. He's getting some that are close, but the best he's gotten so far is he had, for a single strawberry, I think that it was a strawberry raw, maybe. He gets like almost a caramel out of it.
Wow.
But that's taste buds, That's the problem with flavors that aren't really made not even naturally extracted, which the raw is. You know, you're still getting like your taste buds are different, and you got to remember, majority of us smoked. So majority of us, our taste buds probably aren't what they would have been if we hadn't smoked.
True that.
Especially if it hasn't been that long since you switched. If you're a new mixer that just switched over, there aren't many that get into mixing, but there are a few. We might even see some here or in the thing. And if you are a new mixer, please leave a comment. If you was just recently started mixing, because it's kind of a magical time, and I have to thank someone here for that even happening to me.
For me, after I quit smoking, I found that spicy food had a much harder hit because I could eat. It didn't matter what it was: Carolina Reaper, Ghost Pepper, 7-Bud Scorpion. Didn't bother me at all. But then after I quit smoking, they really hit hard, which is great because I like spicy, so it just upped the game. You know, it was fantastic.
But that first time you taste it and you can actually taste it, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. It's like right now, I apologize too, by the way. If you see me blow my nose a little bit, wipe my nose. Allergy season again. We got like, everything's dry here, but all the grass and stuff starting to throw off stuff, and you got different trees and stuff pollinating again.
Well, I think they're haying too, no?
Yeah, yeah.
And that doesn't help you.
You're getting sperm done.
I love the smell of fresh cut hay, but it doesn't like me.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. It's kind of like Dave talking about spicy, dude. I love spicy, but my body does not. Like this right here enjoys it. The rest of it, it just goes full on fuck you.
Oh,
see,
yeah.
Fee,
That's for sure.
Fee, that's exactly how I feel too. I feel like the FE lemon is bitter, a little bit bitter of a lemon. I mean, some people like that bitter note though, if that's what you're looking for. But I'd almost use FE lemon as a bitters in a drink recipe more than I'd use it as an actual lemon.
Well, every flavor has its place, right? Maybe FE lemon wouldn't go well in the pastry, but you know, it could go well in something else that needs that bitter aspect.
Yeah, I could see it.
I'm
in
trying to
drink
remember.
mix.
There was like something I used, and right as I was doing the recipe, Chris was like, "You're gonna hate it." And I was like, "We'll see. Fucking give me a second here. Let me try it." Yeah, I threw the mix. I threw the bottle for the flavoring. I was just, yeah, this can go to fucking hell and up Satan's asshole. I don't care. Like, I was so pissed because it ruined the whole mix. And I ended up taking Chris's notes and just changed out the lemon and remixed it. It's so much better, but still.
What was the
Lesson
last
learned.
recipe that you can remember you mixed of someone else's that you liked?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know because I don't do that.
Oh. Okay.
I think what we did when like so this is like maybe like a year and a half or close to 2 years ago. We did actually go and did the whole what can I make and see other people's like recipes. And yeah, it was like some dude I did like a sticky bun, but it was like very like it was like a 2015 mix. So it had like 3 flavors and they were just really heavily saturated. And I think the lowest one was like 2%. And to me, that was a bit much. So then the next week we did we're going to take the same recipe, but do it in our style. And yeah, I enjoyed it more in my way.
Well, you know, there's a way to fix all your recipes you have problems with that. If it's a bakery, you just add 10% cap sugar cookie. If you don't believe me, ask Dave.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. My over-the-top sugar cookie was way over the top.
But everybody loved it.
DeMillan called it Dave's butt crack. So I'm vaping. It's right. It's in this one right here.
I think what is it? Like the closest to trying other stuff. It's like I'll get stuff from seafood from time to time. And the tribute, I liked it so much. I was like, you know what? He has the recipe public. I'm gonna just start mixing it myself. But there is also like the Anthony Ramella stuff. I've tried it, and that is just swimming in fucking syrup.
Sweet.
Yeah. Like I was on Adam Sloan's show yesterday, and I was telling him it's like if you've ever watched Food Wars, the anime, like it's a cooking anime, and whenever they try foods, they're like basically diving into the food. And with Anthony's mix, I seriously felt like syrup was just falling all over me. Like I was just like having to like try to dig my way out.
I agree with you, Fee. I also like a lemon Sicily. It fades, but I've used that at I think 1%. And the first time I did that, someone was like, "Oh no, it depends on what you put it up against.
Mm-hmm.
It can be pledgy if you use it in the wrong mix."
Mm-hmm.
When it
Yeah, but I like lemon Sicily. That one's a good one.
I've used it in pound cake. It's good.
Yep.
That
Depending on
sounds
what
good,
you're putting it
actually.
with, it actually works. It doesn't get as much of it, but at 1%, right at the cusp of that's where you get that one too many drops could make a huge difference too when you get into that peak point. And then if you don't want the other, you can always use the Buddha's hand. That's another way to get your lemon without getting the bite. I mean, I can't. That flavor is one of those ones that surprises you. You expect it to be something different. It's like the rind, but it's not the rind. It's got all the flavor of lemon, but it's got like the acidity of the rind. It's weird, but it's good. I don't know how Swaggy came up with that as theory as a flavor. I don't know where that came from, but good job on you, Swaggy. Go ahead, Dave.
I was just gonna say it's an odd name. You would never know it was lemon. You know,
No.
if you called it lemon zest, then okay. You know,
I mean, even by looking at what like a Buddha's hand looks like the fruit, it's like a yellow thing that's like that, literally. It's like a very trippy fruit. Yeah, like the one that's on the thing.
On the bottle, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it is citron, which gives you the idea of citrus. That's where I mean, I'm glad he put that on there, because if he didn't put that citron, you just said Buddha's hand, I'd be like, what's that? When he added the citron to it, it's like, okay, it's probably some sort of citrus. It's amazing citrus, actually. I kind of think that flavor was one that we desperately needed and didn't even know we had. It was going to come. I see a wife.
Yeah, she's doing things.
poor Mallory.
I didn't know you were walking that way.
Oh yeah. That she does not like that one shot, not even a little bit. Yeah, the description does not make it sound good, Mallory. Just saying.
No, that's a stay away from.
But what you do is you add 10% cap sugar cookie to the mix, and you'll be fine. It'll settle down all those bad notes. If that 10% doesn't work, you can always up it to 20. It might make a difference.
Tim,
What?
there was a recipe you were supposed to look at that you forgot.
Which one?
Deb's apple tea.
Oh, yes. Yes. Deb's apple tea. Is that it? The apple tea. I got to mix that, actually. So I probably won't get that mixed on here. But I wanted... Actually, she had two versions of it that I needed to mix.
Yeah, she did.
Yep. And I'm going to open up both, because these actually look extremely good. Let me see. Here, there's 1 and 2. Okay. Let me throw these up here for you guys, because this in here, this actually looks really good. And this actually fits into beverages very, very well. Apple green tea version 1. Apple VSO at 4%. Apricot VSO at 1%. Citrus green tea VSO at 3%. Double apple from Cap, 1.15. Fuji apple from Flavor Art at 1. Sweet tea from Nicotine River at 2. And he's got sweet tea to boost the tea, and bury the mild citrus in the green tea. I taste no citrus in this mix. A little apricot, that actually probably helps as well cover that citrus. Apple never hurts. Can use TPA sweet tea, maybe drop to 1.5%, 1.75%. Play around with the percentage if you want. Add your favorite coolant. I use 0.75% sweetener, but I have my recipe sweet. Sweeten your way with your favorite sweetener. This is the OG I made first. Been vaping for about 3 months. Not sure which one I like best. I will post both versions. And the other version is right here. Here's V2. Apple VSO at 3%. Apricot VSO at 1%. Citrus green tea VSO at 4%. Double apple from Cap at 1.15. And Fuji apple flavor at 1%. Okay, so she just made it a little more simplified on this one. Second version I made. Both versions are up. I think V1's my favorite. Distance has lower percentages just a bit. Super tasters might want even lower percentages. Totally up to you. Make it the way you want. That's actually a really good comment like that. Make it the way you like it. That's what mixing's all about. And that's the thing about DIY. That is 100% true. Flavors are subjective. That's where, that's the hardest part whenever you're testing at a shop, which I did. A lot of flavor testing for the flavors at the shop, the new flavors I brought in. You have no idea how difficult that actually is, because you just got to kind of guess, and you can kind of say, hey, I really like this flavor, but I don't think it's going to sell well, because you kind of know what people like. And then there's other times where it's like, I don't really care for this flavor, but this is going to be a big seller. You got to kind of be subjected to the point where you know what other people like, what ones fly off the shelves like crazy. And if it has a similar flavor to those, or whatever they're going after in those, you gotta make a maybe not your choice when it comes to that. I'm sure you're dealing with that with your line. It had to happen a little bit, whereas maybe your favorite might not necessarily be one of the ones that you think. Then again, you went more like toward your line, what you liked, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. Here's the thing. And this even goes for like commercial liquids. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, there's a million other things to choose from. And honestly, if you want to tear me apart, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I barely have any. But I mean, then that's where, like, to me, like, I think I actually am way more nervous about getting feedback on coils than I have for fucking liquid.
Well, good, because I'm going to make you really nervous. When those coils get in, you're going to get feedback.
Oh, no, yeah. No, it's funny because I was waiting. I was waiting on new containers, because the ones that I use, I end up having to cut the leads way too much, and I don't like it.
Oh.
So I got like new containers. So I've been wanting to get your stuff, but I was like waiting on those things to come in so I could send it out to you.
I'm not worried about it.
I know you're not, but still, I do have a little bit of professional decorum.
I've been looking for some MTL coils, though, some decent ones. I mean, honestly, when you even some of the MTLs have come out, meh at best. They're not. I mean, it's sad when something's made and it's supposedly better than a round wire, and you're like, the round wire is just as damn good. That's not what I'm looking for.
And that's the thing, round wire. I mean, it's the base of all this stuff. For me personally, it's just very lacking. I feel like I need a little bit more, but again, it's all subjective. There are people that still love using mesh as a wicking material.
Yep.
And I had to explain to Adam that was an actual thing a couple of years back.
Oh, that actually was, what was that? It was an RTA.
Still a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the RTA came out recently that Nick showed. Has the mesh, like, tubes for wicking instead of the stainless steel. Yep.
Yeah, my camera's not good enough for this.
That looks nice.
Yeah, 32 gauge aliens. They're not that fun to fucking make.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I could try to make my own, but even if I got to the point where I could make an alien, I'm not making them that small. I'm going to leave that up to you guys, and I'll just buy them. Yeah. I mean, I did love Addie's coils, but I feel guilty to ask Addie for more, and I can't make them as good as he can in that small form.
Aliens are hard to make. They are hard to make.
See, I find it funny because to me, aliens have become very second nature. It's staggered where I can't do it for anything. I can't. Like, I've tried and destroyed so much wire over it.
That's from Mallory.
I have a dataless little device, and I can make I make wire pretty good with that.
Bacon candy.
Make a maple bacon fudge.
No. Further up. Pippa.
What'd Pippa say?
Flavor Art's dropping 27 new flavors.
Oh, yeah, we knew that. Flavor Art dropping 27 new flavors.
He already knows all these things.
Yeah, we're working on this. A few, you realize Daniel and Sam been talking about it already too, and then other people have messaged me too to make sure you don't forget. And you know what? That is awesome. Don't stop messaging like that or DMing me like that or letting me know on shows, because it is always possible. Maybe I haven't heard. But yeah, that will definitely be another flavor of the quarter situation. We're gonna need another 27 flavors to add to that list. So yay! Well, some of it might be.
There. You need to like start building your shelves even bigger for all your stuff.
I wish I had space for shelves. I have everything in a big IKEA cabinet. And it takes me 20 minutes to find anything.
I've got most of my stuff in drawers or in these racks and stuff, but I'm telling you, there's stuff in still boxes I have to search through, and nothing's. I get it in alphabetical order, and then I get a shipment in.
I don't know if you can.
Now they won't all fit in this little container. I got 2 containers. Now how do I keep them separated? And then I forget I got the second container. I'm looking. I'm like, where is that flavor? Oh, that's right. I got another container over here. Yeah. This whole noted thing, it's work. But you know what? It's worth it.
I have a VSO section. The one whole shelf is all VSO stacked on top of each other.
I've got a huge drawer of VSO here. I've got 2 stands full of VSO.
I move my camera, see if we can.
And then I've got another like 20 sitting on my desk like this.
That's nice.
VSO leather.
That's a pain in the ass to get to. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, I could imagine.
And bubble gum.
It really does take me 20 minutes to get flavors out.
It does. You saw me before the show. It takes a little while. And that's with the simple. And that's the thing I get. Sometimes it comes down to it where if I'm on a show, I sometimes decide that flavor I know where it is. It's easier to find. Whereas there might actually be a better flavor. That's when I know the difference between I'm building it for myself or to build a really good recipe. I'll take the time. But if you're doing a show recipe, sometimes you have to rush it a little bit. Oh, here we go. Take 2 cups of blueberry balsamic vinegar. Add 2 cups of stevia. Warm it to reduce it. Nice and thick. Brush thick sliced bacon on both sides of wire and rack. Bake at 350. Oh, my God. Swaggy, you trying to get me to move in? Because it's working.
Oh, yeah. The stevia would be okay for you. I'm like, but you're diabetic. Nah, stevia will help you out.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to watch out with the bacon. Eh? You mentioned it the other day, too. Some of the bacon that's got maple smoke or something like that got a lot of carbs in it.
They cure it with sugars. Use sugars to cure it a lot of times. Because it helps caramelize the outside to cure it. The other thing is she made picked some raspberries, red raspberries, and some black raspberries the other day, and she made a balsamic reduction out of it over the pork chops. Tell you what, that was good.
That's nice.
Couldn't have any other carbs with my meal because there's a lot of carbs in that balsamic. We had to guess, but it was delicious.
That's like my mom trying to keep her away from mangoes. That's a pain in the ass.
Little red pepper flakes in it. Yep, that sounds really good too. But that sounds good, Swaggy. That sounds really good. And Swaggy's actually got me using more stevia in my life. And I'll be honest, he has been the major catalyst for that happening. Between that and being diabetic, but it's hard because you're used to certain flavors. It's kind of like getting I'm telling you, this is a hard flavor to get off. This Cap Super Sweet, it's a hard sweetener to get off of. It really is.
Well, it's like, what is it? We were actually talking about soft drinks yesterday. And, I drink like fully sugared Coke and stuff. But for a while there, I had moved to stevia Coke. And it took a minute to get used to the flavor. But, dude, it was doing me a lot better because I drink way too much soda to begin with. And diabetes runs rampant in my family. And I'm trying to avoid it as much as I can.
That's what turned me into a diabetic is the full sugar soft drinks. And I'd plow through a couple of liters a day.
Well, yeah, especially my teen years, we used to go to Walmart and get those $50 2-liter bottle or 50-cent 2-liter bottles because that's what they were when I was in high school. Worst thing ever because we just down them in hours.
This was my typical summer workout routine. 4 to 5 days a week, I'd go over to the park and either play basketball or something like that. Just all day, just running around, just getting exercise, keeping myself in shape, or BMXing and all that. And I'd take 2 liters of Mountain Dew and a big bag of Doritos, and that was my every day at the park. That's what I had. And thinking about that now, that was such a bad recipe. But that was at least pre-corn syrup. It was still the raw sugar form, so it was a little bit better, but not good.
Yeah. Well, this is what I do. I walk up and down the aisles in the supermarket to see, where all the sugar is. And I think if there's 20 aisles, 19 of them are loaded with sugar.
Yep.
And
That
even things
20th
that
one's masked.
exactly. And even, stuff that just looking at it from a distance, you think, oh, that's healthy. Look up close. It's full of sugar.
I love the pastas and the rices and stuff like that. Oh, this is the keto friendly version. You look at the back, go, how is that keto friendly? That's got, you hold up next to you, oh, it's got 2 less carbs in it per serving. Wow, that's great. It's only got 49 carbs versus 51.
It's like, I had a friend who actually made the statement once of how are you vegan and fat at the same time? But like, you'd be surprised how much food is actually vegan friendly that is not good for you.
90% of fruit is full of carbs. That's what I'm working on. That's why I wanted to up my weekly shot to a higher dose, because I want to get more fruits and stuff in my diet. I want to be able to eat my berries without having to I can have like this much and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I hear you, dude.
But you mentioned increasing your fiber content, Tim. Takes a little bit of getting used to with that.
Well, that's when we'll have to get Matt Sinister back on here for a Blood and Mud episode. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Beer stand, that sounds bad.
Oh, breaded mushrooms. Oh, yum.
Yeah, see, like, those are things of the past for me at the moment. I would like to get back to a point where I can have some of them. I mean, I could have some. I have probably 3 mushrooms, and that's my whole limit. And you want to have a plate of the damn things. Can't do that anymore.
No, it's like sushi. I love sushi. Worst thing.
Yeah, because of the rice.
That sticky rice, and oh my God. Like my sugar goes through the roof when I have sushi.
And yeah, Cherokee, if you haven't noticed, I've noticed this too. We have a lot of people in our vape community that have diabetes issues. That's one of the things about this. It helps. You're craving a Kinder bar? Make it. Guess what? You can at least have the damn flavor. So it's actually the most important thing about making a flavor. And even if you have the added sweetener, it's not the same as eating the candy. It's still healthier than eating the candy.
Well, I've never noticed my sugar going up from vaping. I've never noticed it.
There was
what was his name? He used to be on Wolf Bite with me, not Frank, the other dude. What was his name? Damn, I can't remember his name. But he was diabetic, but he was like a type 1 diabetic. And you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, but either way, just like even vaping would actually like make his diabetes go psycho and shit. I don't know.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, mine doesn't.
Which is strange because most people don't have that issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's someone that's been on a pump longer than Lady Liberty's been on a pump at the shop, and now they're on the same pump, and neither one of them have any spikes or anything from vaping, even if it's a high sugar liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not, you got to think of what's in it. How many carbs are actually in there? You're putting, even at 10% of this already diluted solution, this here, if you drank this, yeah, maybe you might get, your carbs might go up some. You're using a few drops. A few drops is not even going to be as much as a teaspoon of sugar. So, in a whole 100 milliliter bottle. So, it's not going to be horrible. However, if you go down and get some of that, you have some of the foods I've seen what Swaggy has made in the past or talked about making in the past, or going out to some of these places he goes to eat. It'd be tough not to get it, but at the same time, you got to take that. You're taking a chance when you have that many carbs.
Yeah. Well, I cut out coffee cream in my coffee because you see the amount of sugar in coffee cream, insane.
Yep,
insane.
Especially the flavored ones.
That's why we went.
Flavored ones are crazy.
That's when we started going to actual creamer, like a heavy cream. We started using like cream, because it's not nearly as bad. I mean, carbs wise, it's way less.
There's still a lot of sugar in even the heavy cream. Even milk. Milk has sugar. Natural milk.
Whipping cream actually has sugar.
Full of
I
sugar.
think they,
Full of sugar.
yeah. Yep. But it's still better than those creamers you buy. Those creamers you buy are terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But when I was on my on that Nazi diet thing there before I had my medications, even creamer in my coffee would spike my sugar.
Yeah,
because I had
loaded with sugar.
Yeah, because I could have less than 1 or 2 carbs per meal. A cup of coffee would have 5. Oh my God, my sugar's enough 300-400. It's just like that's how bad it was. I'm actually thankful that this shot thing works. I will admit it does burn. Like that shot will burn for about 10-15 minutes. It's like a burning sensation from where you get the shot put in. Kind of like some people get with insulin, the insulin like sensitivity, because this is like a high-powered, long-acting insulin. Yeah. It burns, but you know what? I'll take one shot burning once a week versus a shot every damn meal that burns some. Just a shot. I'd rather have the burning sensation for 10 minutes. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than take those damn pills I was taking all the time, even though I still have to take a bunch for my heart, but whatever.
Fun
0-calorie vanilla syrup in my coffee. See, that sounds good, Deb. Deb, you have my message. Send me a message for that one. Because that sounds really good. The 0-carb version. You got to watch it, though. Some 0 carbs, too. You got to watch that because then you got to worry about, is it safe?
What other things that they add to it?
Yep.
No, yeah, it's one of those interesting things on some things where they claim to be healthier or this or that, but they add so much other junk into it just to make up for the flavor difference.
Yeah, that's what we use. Take Me to See is the heavy whipping cream stuff in our coffee because it doesn't have any carbs or sugar in it. But it has to be the straight up kind, not they have the other versions of it, like the more expensive versions typically. You're better off with the generic. The generic doesn't have the added carbs, but you get the non-generic versions and they add carbs to it because carbs sell. They taste good. People like sweet. It depends on the brand. Yeah, I know. I agree with you, Pippa. I kind of wonder if there might have been other factors involved. I know who he's talking about, and I think there were possibly other factors involved as well. Maybe not careful diet and just thinking it's the vaping. Because that person wasn't good at careful planning.
No. Dude would skip meals and all sorts of other shit. And then he would just pound a full meal. Yeah. I mean, he was just careless all over. I'm not saying that caused the diabetes. He already had it. That's a pre-existing condition.
Yeah. But
yeah, tonight the carbs are going out the window tonight because it's homemade poutine.
There you go. Hey, you want a carb-filled vape right there? You go. Figgy pudding. Bring out your figgy pudding. There you go. Christmas in July. I think that, was it Paul? There's Paul or Bob that said they were going to mix that today. I think it was Paul. Would have to look. Said he's going to mix up that figgy pudding.
It was Paul.
It was Paul. So it'd actually be interesting to see his feedback on it because it does taste like figgy pudding, but if you don't like figgy pudding, you're not going to like the mix. That's one of those risque ones. You make something, it's not going to be for everyone.
Yeah, they were talking about it on Savage Simon's show, the figgy pudding. I had no idea what it was.
Yeah, I don't know what figgy pudding is.
You don't know what figgy pudding is?
I'm Hispanic. We don't do none of that shit.
But it's figgy pudding.
Hacemos
You guys never heard Christmas songs?
Yeah, you never heard Christmas songs.
But that doesn't mean I know what it is. A Christmas song doesn't really give me a description of what it is. It just tells me about it.
So we got figgy pudding here again. Bavarian cream VSO at 2%. Brown sugar VSO at 0.5%. Butter VSO at 1.5%. Cake VSO at 2%. Chocolate VSO at 1%. Custard Premium FA at 2%. That's a little extra egginess. Date VSO at 3%. Fig VSO at 1.5%. Honey VSO at 1%. Milk and Honey Flavora at 1%. There you go, Rocky. Nut Muffin from Cap at 2%. There you go, Graham. Rum VSO at 1%. Sweet VSO at 0.5%. Vanilla Ice Cream Liquid Barn at 3%. And Yellow Cake from Flavor West at 1.5%. Sounds like a lot. It's based off a real recipe for real figgy pudding. Like everything in there, with the exception of the custard premium, is actually something that would represent something in the recipe that I looked up. But, and that I only put that in because I wanted a little bit more of the eggy flavor, because it did require some eggs, and it's like, well, how do I add egg? You know, hey, you know what? That adds egg and doesn't add a lot of vanilla note. There we go.
And you made fun of my recipe, huh?
There's nothing in there at 10%. The highest is 3.
Yeah, but once you add it all up.
Yeah, 23%.
But 10% isn't one flavor. And you know what?
I just want to get there quickly. Yeah, I think I'll mix it.
I like how you show the bottom of the screen, just the flavors, because we can't even see the bottom of it.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah, it is. It's yeah, Deb actually commented on it. Oh my God, Tim, are you okay? Thanks, Deb. But you know what? That actually, you can pick on all you want. It tastes like figgy pudding. I was worried about it too. Is I found this strange when I was looking at the recipe, the actual recipe. It's like figgy pudding's not heavy on fig. It's heavy in dates.
Can you sub out the fig for date?
No, I just mixed it according to the recipe. I did 3% date and 1.5% fig, because that's about what it is. It's like 2 to 1 to 3 to 1 for the date over the fig. Okay. And I can get that because the fig is what's the weird note in it. The date tastes a little brighter, a little sweeter. So to me, that makes sense. But at the same time, why is it called figgy pudding if it's... This kind of reminds me of that whole, I'm putting corn in this, but all I did is wafe it over top and let it fart in the bottle. You know, that kind of thing. Because I think you could probably do better with this, leaving out the fig and adding more date than you would be leaving out the date and adding more fig. It would taste better.
Yeah.
Yeah, dates are delicious. I agree, Fee. I absolutely love dates. Like we used to get the, do you guys remember the old mixes? Like it used to be date heavy. Like those, the what is it called there, the granola, not the granola, but like the nut mixes and stuff you used to get like to travel with and go camping. I forget what they're called off the top of my head. We used to always get them and they always were date heavy, those mixes, the nuts.
Yeah.
Some with
energy bars.
No, not the bars, like the loose stuff. It was just loose,
the loose stuff. Okay, yeah.
And they were always date heavy. They used to be. Now you get them, and there's like 3-4 little bits of date in there, and it's like no date to it. They're not as good.
You know why? Because dates have become more expensive.
And they added more raisins instead, which isn't the same. It was better when it was dates.
Yeah. And you really got to be careful with all those mixes if you're a diabetic, because they are loaded with sugar.
Exactly. You got to watch it. Nuts. You'd be surprised how many carbs are in nuts.
Yeah.
I was really surprised about that. I have to watch because I got a bunch of pistachios, bags of pistachios. That's one of my favorite snacks. But I have to limit myself to how many. There it is. Trail Mix. That's it. Gorp. Trail Mix. Thank you. This is Messes 420. For the win, that's what it's called. The Trail Mix bags. And I used to get them. I used to be date heavy, and those were my favorite part with the dates. And then I did away with most of the dates and added more raisins instead because they were cheaper. And I feel like this recipe benefits from that same thing. It needs the date. The fig, being a figgy pudding, should be in there, but is it really necessary? Or could you just add more date?
I think that's what I'm going to do when I mix it, is add more date.
Yep.
Because one of the best desserts I've ever had in my whole life, and this is like 25 years ago, was a sticky date pudding. Oh my God, was that good. I dream about that.
I mean, this would be like going on a really good date. I mean, right here. Could be the best date you had all week. So,
It had to be said.
it had to be
Swag,
said. Yeah.
Swaggy was talking about getting dates, I think he said in the chat, from Italy. And
Yep.
Italy is, oh my God, that place. If you want good food, go to Italy. Oh my God.
Exactly, Fee. Dates are too many sugars, but if we can get the flavor in a vape. So you said, what is it? Date pudding? That might be something to shoot after, Dave.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That doesn't sound bad at all. And it had a milk, like it had milk in the recipe, and but not enough milk to the point where you'd add milk because you want to make milk to come through. So that's why I threw in the milk and honey, because it's all supposed to have honey in the recipe. So it's like, yeah, we'll throw in some milk and honey in there and make Rocky happy. Plus, it actually fits. You know what? It worked. Other than the fact it has 23.5% flavoring. That's probably the highest one I've ever made, flavoring wise. Not the most flavors, but that's because you have like the vanilla bean ice cream, 3%. There's a few 2%ers there. Swaggy's 2%ers. That's it. That's the highest. Highest I have in there's 3%, and you're picking on that, Dave.
Mhm.
There's nothing even close to that 10%. Although if you do cap sugar cookie at 10%, just add some sweetener, you're probably pretty good already.
If I could, I'd shower in Caps sugar cookie.
Yeah, I mean, you and Rocky need to like get conjoining pools. He'll have the milk and honey on one side, you can have the sugar cookie on the other, and swim laps.
Swaggy, I was in Florence. I had pizza in Florence. It was like I've never had a pizza before in my life. It was unbelievably good.
Ooh, what's going on here? Blackcurrant?
I had a panini outside of Rome, and that was another experience. That was so good. Oh,
I don't know, Swaggy. Your food sounds pretty good too. I've seen you've shown me more than one recipe. Monk fruit. I'm trying to think if I ever had monk fruit for real.
I already put it in the chat. I'm going to pack you a bag after the show, and you can go visit Swaggy, and I'll get a vacation.
No, because then my diabetes would be out of control. I can only do Swaggy in moderation. I can only visit with Swaggy in moderation. Damn it.
there's nothing like homemade Italian food where the pasta's homemade, the sauce is homemade. Phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I agree with you, Cherokee. Blackcurrant would actually pair well with that. So, do you have a theme coming up for this next week there, Clown?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was because we set it up. It was supposed to be this past week's episode, but since my goofy ass couldn't stay awake, I had my molars taken out on this side, and I wasn't in pain or anything, but but like I still all like drugged up and stuff from getting my teeth pulled. So I'm trying to remember. I think we're doing like some kind of dessert or something. So I'm excited about that.
Although Swaggy, if fresh made pasta not from a box is lower in carbs typically.
Just a pain in the ass to make.
It is. It's a lot of work. You have to plan ahead.
You know, when you can go buy a box of pasta at the supermarket for $1 and it takes you 3 hours to make pasta at home, you know, you're going to go for the
3 hours,
box.
3 hours and like, you know, $10-15 worth of ingredients to make it.
Yeah, I was about to say how much does it cost to make?
Yeah.
You need flour, eggs, what else? Some salt.
Well, it depends on the pasta too. But
Yeah. I bought a dozen of farm fresh eggs the other day. I can't wait to try them.
Pasta roll is good for coils.
Yeah, you know who does that? Dean, the vaping biker. He makes his coils and he flattens them with a pasta maker.
I have a pasta maker.
Yeah.
It's over there, actually. I did not know that. Interesting.
Tell
It's
Lady
okay.
Liberty. Tell Lady Liberty if she wants to have a shortcut to make
There goes
her
my
own pasta.
maker.
Yeah, there's a pasta maker, exactly, but it's a pain in the ass to clean, the pain in the ass to use. The hand rollers are a lot easier.
Yep. I actually have both. They had the electric one, but I was talking about the hand roller.
Yeah, we make handmade ravioli as well. We have that little roly thing.
Oh, see, like homemade ravioli though is way better than anything you buy from a fucking store. That
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that just wins. Homemade. I saw like some dude where like his kids were trying to like make they were gonna warm up some of that Chef Boyardee's, and he's like, "What?" No, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? We're Italian in this house. Let me show you how to do it properly." And he like made them ravioli, and he's like, "Isn't that better?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Oh, Chef Boyardee is crap.
Oh yeah, it's garbage.
But you guys have, I mean, come on. Figgy pudding, he was doing a Christmas in July episode. I had to go all out on a figgy pudding. I mean, come on. Bring out the figgy pudding. Yeah. No pasta. Stay with your zoodles. Yeah.
Everything that's good, any food that's good is no good for you.
Mhm.
That's the problem. Like I love Asian soups. No good.
We have that too. We have the I got the thing to make the zucchini noodles and stuff like that. And you can make the carrot noodles and stuff like that. And if you do want another one that's actually less work, if you don't mind the flavor, you like the flavor, spaghetti squash actually works really freaking good as a noodle like substitute.
I couldn't get down with the zoodles and the carrot noodles and stuff. Nah.
I couldn't get down with a spaghetti squash in the past, but then when you get to the point where you're just low on sugars, and as low as I was with that extreme diet, all of a sudden the spaghetti squash tasted sweet to me. Never did before, but when you get to the point where you can't have anything, it actually tastes sweet. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you get mixing and you start DIYing and you get off that commercial liquid, you start to realize, I don't need that much sweetener. And then you have a commercial liquid, it's like, oh my God, why did I ever vape this?
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, being keto, as close to keto as I possibly can, helps a lot. But I do like a little bit of fruits and veggies, which is the only reason I want to be able to have more. But I also still don't plan on, I'll never have a heavy carb meal before bed. And I'll still be skipping breakfast every day and eating later because my sugars spike in the morning no matter what. Even if I don't have any carbs at night, my sugars spike every morning. They don't spike as bad now that I'm on a medication, but they still spike. So, yeah. But that's because your body gets used to what you're used to. And I never used to eat breakfast. So it makes sense. I would stay up late, stay up, party all night, or just stay up all night because I never slept at night.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you could do, though, Tim, is skip meals because then you get all these crazy spikes.
Yep. No, that's why I had to go with my biorhythm. My biorhythm is apparently over my entire lifetime not eating that first meal. I can't really eat until like lunchtime. If I do, I sugar spike. But if I don't, then I can keep them down. But then again, to also avoid that sugar spike, my last meal of the day can't have any carbs in it hardly at all. So you always do the last meal with hardly any carbs. Figured it out, but it took some while to do it. Yeah, we don't typically sleep as well at night either. Usually it's early morning when I get to bed.
Take me to the sea. I live in the city of food. Montreal is the city of food. Anything you want, it doesn't matter from what part of the planet you can get here. And so it makes it really hard to stick to any kind of diet.
Well, it's like when Swaggy goes on his little trips and stuff to visit people. He knows where all the food places are because he's kind of a foodie. And that's hard because, and especially when you're talking high-end food, which, like... Oh, speaking of, Dave, I didn't talk to you about this, but Remember I told you about the farm up the road? I was thinking about possibly talking to them about getting like a quarter cow, a half cow from.
Yeah, yeah.
It's it's Wagyu beef. Ain't gonna
Oh
be
my
getting a half a
God.
cow of that. Yeah, it's like no, I don't think I'll be getting a half a cow from them anytime soon.
That would be expensive, but from a farmer, it might not be so bad.
Right, might not be as bad, but it's gonna
Yeah.
be.
Oh, it's going to be expensive for sure, but that
Yeah.
is
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal. If the marbling is there, oh my God, is that ever good?
Yeah, do you remember the we had those cougars out here, the
Yeah.
wildcats. That's the farm that took care of them.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because
Is
their cattle would be like at least
it,
5 times the value, at least.
I thought that they took care of them maybe because they had regular cattle, but I totally understand why you would not want
Yeah.
that prize cattle to. Oh, yeah. At least that's the rumor going around that they got rid of them. Don't worry about them anymore. Um, they've been taken care of.
Yeah,
So
Swaggy, if you come to Montreal, we'll get together. We'll go for smoked meat. It is to die for. Horrible for you, but it's so good. Like I can go 5 minutes from my house and have probably 20 different types of food from all over the world.
I can
And
go
good,
5 minutes from my
food.
house, and I might hit a gas station.
Yeah.
Either direction,
gotten
I'd hit a
like
gas station. That's it.
we've gotten like a very drastic increase in like Asian
If you drive
folks living
fast.
around here. So we've gotten a lot of like pho and Vietnamese and
Ooh, that's good soup.
Japanese.
That's good
Yeah, so
soup.
there's so many good places to eat.
Oh, I love my wife makes homemade Vietnamese soups. Oh my God, is it good? Oh,
Yeah.
but again, it cranks the sugar up because of the noodles.
True, I could
Do
see
they
that.
have any of the fusion places? Because I remember there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
place that did like a Asian Mexican. Well, some place in New York City, there Asian Mexican like a fish taco, but it was like not your typical fish taco. Those things
Was
were
it
delicious.
in California? There's a place like that, and they make orange chicken burritos.
Oh, that sounds good. Oh,
Yeah, I always wanted to go there.
And my
we
then
have
one
a,
is mine just went to the fact that orange chicken's really high in carbs.
oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
No, they put like fried rice in it and everything. So
We
Is
have
a
a
diabetic coma worth it? Yes.
we have a
Yes.
we have a Mexican restaurant 5 minutes from here, and the ceviche they make is to die for. Oh, is it ever good?
yeah,
Oh, that just sounds. You guys are making me hungry.
You know
But-
what? Go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna share this. I don't know what music this is with. It's old music, but here you go. I'm gonna share this for just a second. Don't forget to do this. If you are a DIY mixer and you would like a chance to get in on this, we're gonna be sending the top 3 tested versions of the Kinder Bar to Nick Green when it's finished. Maybe even some honorable mentions if you do some of the alternate flavors, because instead of just going to main flavor. So please be a part of that, because the more people we get mixing, the better, more authentic it's going to become. We'll find the right one that tastes the most authentic. So, yeah, I would like to get that off and running, and we'll get this going and see how many we can get. I know we have a few people already working on it. Clown already showed his today.
mm-hmm.
We'll just have to see after he mixes it if he keeps it the same or changes it, but he's got time.
For now, yes.
See, what I'll have to do is after 30 days, I'll get collect all the mixes. I'm going to have to collect all the flavors, which means I might have to order some, but we'll cut the cutout date so I don't have to order more flavors, and then I'll mix them. It'll probably take another month because I got to let them steep. And then we'll pick the top ones and we'll send them over. But that way there, I mean, you'll get a chance to be possibly on another random liquid tasting, or maybe he'll do the liquid tasting all 3 at once. Who knows? I never know how he's going to do it.
You would have to do it like that.
But he seemed quite excited about the opportunity to test them. So, in this way here, we can get the DIY vape community, active again, working together on a solution for something. It's been a while since we've seen this happen, actually. I'd like to see this happen the way that it used to, when people shoot after a recipe and finally nail it. Switching.
I want to figure out Eric's Dragon Shake. That's what I want to figure out.
Talk to Sifu. We know.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know.
Sifu and I have broken it. We know.
Broken it?
We have cracked it. Yes. It was a combination of what he knew and what I knew. We knew had the opposite ends of the spectrum. I think we got it pretty good. Yeah.
Swaggy, Purifon's like 15 minutes from me, not even.
What?
No, Swaggy was saying he has a buddy in Purefond. That's like 10, 15 minutes from me. I live in Lachine. I work in Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent is right next to Purefond.
Well, if he comes to visit, you can just bring, save on shipping, and you can just bring you the bottle of banana.
Oh, it's already shipped? I'll have it next week sometime.
You have to let me know how that turns out.
Well, the reason I'm ordering from Swaggy is because we ordered from another company, but it's a little too iffy. It's more petroleum than natural, and so I think it's a little iffy. So
We were trying to figure that out for the longest time. What would you need that much banana for? So maybe paintballs. I'm thinking, why would he want banana for paintballs? I didn't even think about the fact that I said maybe scented paintballs, and that's for, right?
that's exactly it.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, 4,000 kilo gel batch needs about 1% scent in it to make a difference. And then sometimes we do in the shell, sometimes we do in the fill, so it's about the same percentage-wise.
That's pretty awesome. That'd be awesome, too, if it works out. That'll help Swaggy, too. So
I don't know if it can keep up. That's a lot of production for him, I think.
Well, I'm going to watch banana prices go up, guys. Sorry. Sorry to the world. Banana prices just skyrocketed because there's all these banana scented, like, paintballs out now. They're made with real banana. Can you advertise that? Contains real banana?
Yeah, Swaggy. Believe me, I was confused too. I've never understood why these fields want scented paintballs, because it must be a nightmare to clean. Worse for the indoor fields.
Because you asked the first time, I think you asked him in chat.
Yep.
And we thought maybe it was a typo. And we were trying to figure out why.
Deb asked you a question.
Favorite VSO Raw? Oh. That is a tough one. It is. I would kind of think, most use I've actually had the most success with, because I like using it, and it makes a difference, it would be banana. I really like the banana raw. Because it, I don't know, I feel like I can push it harder than I can push his actual banana. Maybe because it hasn't been diluted and then try to like stretch it out. Yeah, right there. She said banana too. But yeah, banana. But it's my favorite one shot. It's always on the desk. Is that Mocha Rancia? That is so good. That one there. I mean, if you haven't tried the orange treat recipe I made, that is so delicious. Very reminiscent of that chocolate orange you get at Halloween time. It's not exactly what it is. It's got a little bit of a coffee note, but it's so tasty. Don't care. I'll throw that up as soon as I find it here. The orange treat. Oh, apparently I made that for Frank's show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, orange treat SSMS. Bakery orange SSA at 1%. Malt VSO at 1%. Mocha Rancia one shot VSO at 4%. Shortbread cookies from Wonder Flavor at 2%. And super sweet from Cap at 0.5%. But you can switch it out to a different sweetener of your choice. At that time, I still hadn't broken myself from the need for super sweet from Cap. Took a little. Put the extracts in a rotovap, remove all the alcohol, and then add it to the bio-based PG. Keep your eyes on. Oh, this is interesting. A new extraction method. That would be interesting. I want to see this because it can change the flavors and it might make them even more potent.
PG pricing gone way up. I order that. Not a lot. I order probably, I don't know, 5 tons a year. But we also the big mover that I order is a similar product, polyethylene glycol 300. That I order 7.5 million kilos every year.
Single flavors of Mocha Rancia. I like it at 6%, but I'm also kind of a little bit of a super taster. Most people actually, I think, probably prefer it around 10. For me, at 10, it's a little bit overpowering to me, but that's typically I mean, with the exception of single flavor testing something like just a single flavor, that's a different situation. But for something that's pre-mixed or something like that, I don't know. I don't always like it as strong as most people. But it's delicious. It's so good. In fact, I can't believe it. I set it down for a while and I forgot about it for the spring. In the springtime, I put it down because it's like my wintertime vape. And then somehow Frank's episode came up and I brought it back out. And it's like, why did I ever put this away? This is never going away again. That's why it's on the desk. It will never leave the desk again because that's one of my favorite flavors. And yeah, the pineapple raw is really good too. The coconut raw, too, surprisingly good. I was afraid that was going to be like suntan lotion, thinking of a raw version of that. It's not. It's like juicy, like pulpy, like innards of the coconut.
That'd make a nice coconut cream pie recipe.
A little bit more of the fresh side of coconut. It's
Okay.
a little more fresh, but definitely that creamy, like juicy coconut.
Oh, I love coconut pie, coconut cream pie. Oh,
No worries there, Tab22. Trust me, when it comes to spelling errors, you'll see it in chat quite a bit. That iPhone likes to change words around on me. It thinks it knows what I'm trying to say, and it'll come up with some of the strangest phrases. It'll wait until the end. I'll go through the word. Oh, that word's right. It'll go next. Oh, I put this word here, so that changed this one up here, but I didn't look and check because I'm trying to type in a hurry. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, see, if you don't like coconut, then you're not going to like it. Sorry, but... So there's people who don't like pineapple as well. There's Bill who didn't like lemon, but then again, he found the right lemon, and he liked it. So it's like... Because flavors are subjective, and sometimes the lemon that nobody likes, if you have strange taste buds and certain things taste funny, it might be the flavor for you. So with the exception of the ones that you'll see that are ranked bad, I noted, if they're ranked bad, that's probably because they're really, really bad. They would need a very specific use. Anything above that is useful in some way, shape, or form.
Hey Tim, I'm gonna head out. I gotta go figure
We're
out
gonna
dinner
head
stuff.
We're gonna head out too and do the same thing. Head out for dinner stuff. But yeah, thank you for being here, Clown, and yeah, mixing it up on Mondays. And hi,
Tuesday. We do
Tuesdays. I always say Tuesday.
I'm like right before you. I make you panic because I take too long to close the show down.
Nah, I don't panic about that. I just feel bad that I can't be on more often.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, honestly, dude, we have fun. Alrighty. Well, thanks for having me on. Yeah, go
Hey,
check
Karen.
out my channel.
nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, in person and face-to-face kind of situation. All right, catch you guys later.
Take care. Good night.
Bye. Bye. Good night.
Bye. One more thing I'm going to mention before we get off here too is this hasn't happened before I mentioned this, but leave a comment afterwards of what profile you'd like to chase after or have us go over on the show. This way here we get an idea of what you guys are looking for. Maybe it's something you've been searching for and you haven't quite been able to nail. Kind of like we're doing with the Kinder Bar. There's been some Kinder Bar ones out there, but I want to see if someone can nail it in the community, and I'd like it to be a modern recipe. and we keep on doing that. That said, Dave, thank you very much. You're in all the chats practically, like all the time. Love seeing you around. Love the fact that you've actually picked up mixing as well. I mean, obviously I care about mental health as well. That's always going to be a thing. DM me, join the Discord, break the stigma with unity if you need someone to talk to or need a safe place or willing to help others during times of need. It has become so good that typically anybody who deals with an issue, it's usually taken care of right away by somebody. I've got to give a special shout out to Mallory. He's actually been there a few times in the middle of the night. When the rest of us are asleep, I wake up in the morning and see that she was helping someone out. I love that. But yeah, Dave, so obviously a paintball enthusiast, so to speak.
I've been in the business for 23 years, and I think I played maybe once, but it's a challenging industry to be sure. That's for sure. Everyone knows what's going on in the world, and that affects us because we pull in raw materials from all over the world, and we sell all over the world, so we see what's going on.
Good. I'll post that in a second for you guys at Maple Walnut Custard. It actually did turn out really well. It turned out better after steep, even more than I expected. You guys, please keep mixing. Keep this industry alive. The reason that I have been on so many shows is because I couldn't see any of these shows dying completely because we need this. This is a backdrop. I know Advocate for Liberty thinks for a reason. I'm still an advocate for our industry. I want it to succeed, but if it falls down on it, this is our backup. If everything else fails, this is where everybody's going to have to go to that wants to keep on vaping. So let's make sure to keep it alive, keep it healthy, and keep those flavor companies making good flavors. The more that we demand it, the more they're going to want to do it. So do that, care for one another, and listen to some Adam on the way out because Adam rocks. Absolutely. I love Adam. Hope you had a good day. Probably had to work. You guys take care. Thank you, Dave, for being a guest again and mixing up a mix for the night. Thank you to everyone who submitted mixes. Anyone who's planning on submitting mixes or suggestions. Just have a good day. Take care. Reach out to those you haven't heard from, as you could save a life or at least make their day a better one. Bye-bye. And I'm on the wrong one. Bye.
Bye, everyone.